It was good to get out of Forest City with a win.
It really was, and I think that that's the goal. You're not going to have your best games every Friday night. I think Coach Hampton knows that some nights you're going to be on and some nights it's not going to be so clean. But championship teams find a way to win, and there were a couple of momentum shifters in Forest City's game last Friday night, and Nettleton showed how well-balanced they are and how they can take a little blow and then pick back up and then go back to the game plan, and they got right back on pace of the game plan and put the game out of reach quickly.
One of the things that happened that Andy mentioned in last week's game was our starting center and just the anchor of our offensive line, which has been dominant this year, Ryan Crawford. He was tossed out of the game. Andy and I both felt like it was entirely unfair. It was unwarranted, but he was tossed out of the game. And just a little bit later in the interview with Coach Hampton, we'll tell you his status for tonight, and you can bet that's going to have big implications on this game. That's what you call a tease in the radio
That was
business.
nice. I was waiting. I don't even know the answer to this. I'm excited.
Well, I'll tell you what, we'll take a 2-minute break. I will fill you in during that break. When we come back, we'll talk all about tonight's matchup, Nettleton versus Valley View. Don't go anywhere. You are tuned in to the First National Bank pregame show. It's Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
You've been told banks with branches don't have the digital capabilities you need. But why not have the best of both worlds? At First National Bank, we have all the online banking tools you could ever need. Plus, if you need something, we have real people in real places near you. Digital, with branches, and real people. We know you can't be everywhere at once, but we can be anywhere you are. Check it, snap it, track it, pay it, move it, and ask it anywhere. First National Bank, putting you first, always.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Ship anything, anywhere at your #1 shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Bring anything to Pack Mail, and they'll pack it, ship it, crate it, freight it, no matter how big, fragile, or awkwardly shaped. Since 1998, Pack Mail has been your #1 shipping source, the only authorized shipper of all the major carriers. UPS, FedEx, DHL, the Postal Service, and Freight Services all in one store. At Pack Mail, you have choices. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
Trey, we are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to UPS terminal, and then get that international shipment to DHL, you can do it all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
See, I told you, Pack Mail ships anything, anywhere, through any shipper. Pack Mail, voted the #1 printing, packaging, and shipping store in Jonesboro. Don't trust your shipping needs to just anybody. Trust Pack Mail, 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
Did you know for the first time in years the percentage of positive drug tests has increased among workers due to increasing use of methamphetamines and marijuana? Employment drug testing is a powerful risk management tool that provides a safer, more productive workplace. It helps decrease employee turnover and absenteeism, reduces employer risk, and lowers workers' compensation incentive rates by reducing the chance of accidents and injury. A drug-free workplace program can ensure that you have a safer, more productive workplace. National MedTest Incorporated is a company who specializes in this field. Give them a call today at 931-1993 and set up a program that's right for you to make your place drug-free. National MedTest Inc., making businesses and schools drug-free.
We welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show. It's senior night at Raider Field, where the 8-0 Nettleton Raiders will be taking on the 6-2 Valley View Blazers. As I just said, this is senior night, which means that it'll be the last regular season home game for the seniors of the Nettleton class of 22. If you're watching on our live stream on our Nettleton TV YouTube page, then you can see our great senior class of 22. However, it's not necessarily the last time that we're going to see this great group of young men here on the hallowed ground of Raider Field. If the Raiders are able to win tonight, it guarantees at least a second-place finish in conference, which means that we will host at least one state playoff game here at Nettleton. Standing in our way is our crosstown rivals, the Valley View Blazers. The Blazers come into Raider Field with a record of 6-2, 4-1 in conference. They have a fine young sophomore quarterback and an outstanding defense that has pitched 3 shutouts this season. They have wins over Harding Academy, and let me tell you something, that's a big win. They have wins over Rivercrest, another excellent team. Paragould, Forest City, Brooklyn, and Greene County Tech. They've lost to South Haven, Mississippi, what I've been told the largest school in the state of Mississippi. And the Delta Swarm, the Wynn Yellow Jackets. Nettleton is tied with Wynn for first place in the 5A East. Valley View is in second place. Andy, let me ask you a question. Do you believe in comparing scores, comparing how teams fare against a common opponent to determine who will win a game between those teams?
You know, it tells you a little bit about the matchups, but comparing the scores, I don't buy into that at all because you have to line it up. You have to because the dynamics are different once you get on the field. I mean, it's not the same players. It's not the same. They may completely change the game plan. So I don't buy into the comparing the scores. I don't know if you're going to start lining up who played who and when and who beat who by what. But go ahead. I bet you're about to do that.
I'm about to do that, and you're in very good company. My old coach, Coach Hawk, always told us, hey, men, don't compare scores.
Nope.
Don't compare scores. But with apologies to the late, great Coach Hawk, I'm going to do it anyway.
Of course you are, because you're in the class of 89.
That's right. We're a bunch of
y'all
rebels.
Rebellious.
We are rebels. We are great Americans in the class of 89. Anyway, here's the common opponents and how each team fared. If you're into that kind of thing.
Go ahead.
Which Andy is not. Coach Hawk was not.
Yeah.
I'm not either, but here it is, just for your information. Paragould, they both played Paragould. Nettleton beat Paragould 49-0. Valley View beat Paragould 35-6. So if you're into this sort of thing, advantage Nettleton. Forest City, Nettleton beat Forest City 36-6. Valley View beat them 37-0. Advantage Valley View. Brooklyn, Nettleton beat Brooklyn 47-7. Valley View beat them 28-0. Advantage Nettleton. Greene County Tech, Nettleton beat them 54-7. Valley View beat them just last week 17-0. Advantage Nettleton. So, Andy, what do you think from just looking at that? Even though you don't believe in comparing scores, looking at that, what's your thoughts about this matchup?
I think we're going to have a heck of a ball game is what I think. And I think we're actually going to be able to see two great teams, local teams, two well-coached teams, two very athletic teams line up on Raider Field tonight and display a great product tonight. That's what I think is going to happen.
What is it they say about good rivalry games? You can take the record books and throw them out the window.
That's right.
Throw them out the window. And that's what we're going to have tonight, I got a feeling. So it's the Raiders, it's the Blazers. It's a crosstown showdown here at senior night at Raider Field. When we come back, we'll hear from the Nettleton Raiders head coach, Stephen Hampton. He'll tell you all about the appeal of center Ryan Crawford. We'll find out if Crawford's going to be able to play tonight. Don't touch that dial. You're listening to the First National Bank pregame show on the EAB Sports Network.
Your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document systems dealer in Jonesboro. That's right, since 1965, Forrest Office Machines has provided dependable office equipment and reliable service. We follow the equipment journey through all kinds of changes and developments, always on the cutting edge, whatever that is. And our partnership with Sharp document systems means we offer the very latest, most dependable equipment. And Forrest is the only office equipment dealer that when you need supplies, you can walk in our store and get it. And when you need it fixed, you can call us.
This is Barry Forrest. My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document system dealer at 1005 G Street in Jonesboro. 932-7852. 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
Last year we were duck hunting in a pit. If you've ever hunted a duck pit, you know someone's responsible for pulling the top back before you shoot. A duck came over. We said, Danny, a good friend of mine, shoot that duck. Whoever's responsible for pulling the cover back didn't pull it back far enough. Danny hit his head hard. You don't get much sympathy duck hunting. After a long silence, Kelly said, Danny, did you bend that steel top? There were several comments later. Glenn sang, and God bless our troops.
Trust your heart to better care at NEA Baptist. Better access means communication with your award-winning cardiac team anytime, anywhere with the MyChart app. Better technology means leading the state with new treatments and interventions right here in Jonesboro. Better is an integrated team of experts at your service when seconds matter. Your heart deserves better. Find it at NEA Baptist.
Welcome back to the First National Bank pregame show. We're here with Coach Stephen Hampton for our weekly pregame visit. Coach, we got a big game tonight against our crosstown rivals, the Valley View Blazers. But before we talk about that, let's recap the big win over Forest City last week. It wasn't the sharpest the Raiders have looked all season, but the main thing is you got the win.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted to go Forest City and come back with a win, and we were able to do that. It wasn't our sharpest performance, like you said. I will say that, to me, that's the best that Forest City had played that we have seen on film. They played hard and, did some good things throughout the game. So tip our hat to them, and our guys battled and, we did what we had to do to come home with a victory.
The Raider offense kept rolling last week. Who deserves a shout-out from the coach on the offense?
Well, our two players of the game, one was Moses Williams. He graded out the highest of our offensive linemen. And then Kobe Bradley. Obviously, he had 157 yards rushing, I believe, 3 touchdowns. So he was our co-offensive player of the week.
Kobe Bradley crossed a very important milestone last week as he crossed the 1,000-yard mark rushing. That's a big number.
That is a big number, and proud for him. I know that was a goal that he had for himself as a player, to get to that milestone, and I was glad he got to eclipse that. And hopefully he's got a lot more yards left in him, this season.
We're not done, that's for sure. Also very glad that for the second straight week he gave an offensive lineman the co-offensive player of the week award. And Moses Williams, you just can't say enough about that guy, but the highest compliment that I've heard is Coach Pitt said, greatest offensive lineman he's ever coached.
Yeah, I mean, Moses is, he's one that we feel like one-on-one, just a base block, run block, that he can block anybody in the state. He's proven that, he's played against some really good players. A kid from Maumelle last year who's gotten SEC offers, who is a really talented kid. But, one-on-one in the run game, Moses, just the way he's built, he can come off the football and he can move folks, and that's what we like about him.
I'm glad he's a Nettleton Raider, and I'm glad that I'm not having to go up against him, that's for sure. Your defense last week held the Mustangs to 6 points. Who stood out on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, we had our player of the week, Javonte Wallace, had a couple of tackles for loss, had his best game to date, has been getting better and better each week. He was our player of the game. I also want to give a shout-out to Jamie Morris, who, played his best game to date as far as tackles and just seems to get better and better.
We're here with Coach Stephen Hampton with our pregame visit. We've covered offense and defense. Coach, how did the special teams play last Friday?
Well, I thought our kickoff coverage team continues to get better. We're kicking the ball well. Challenged our PAT field goal team, wanted to be 100%. We haven't done that. We've been close. But so this week, those guys were 100%. Daniel Golden was our special teams player of the week.
Hey, now that's a great story right there. Some say that might be made into a movie one of these days because Daniel Golden started the season on the NTV crew. He was our director in week 0 at Blytheville, and now he's out there kicking field goals. That's a made-for-Hollywood story.
Yeah, he's one that we've been pursuing because we were in need of a stronger leg and wanted somebody really for kickoffs, and it turned out, Kendrick became the kickoff guy, and then Daniel got a shot at the, extra points and field goals, and he's done a great job.
I noticed on the team Facebook page that the big stick of the week went to Jamie Morris.
Yeah, Jamie, he actually had, several big hits throughout the game, but there was one in particular. They kind of quick snapped us, run a little toss play in the boundary, and Jamie just shot through, and really he laid a big hit on the running back. So that was our big stick of the week.
Very proud to see that for sure, because as you said, I think it was an official's timeout, and they kind of let him snap the ball. In my mind, early, I sure was glad that Jamie was there to kind of save the day for us.
Yeah, no doubt. It was they called for a stop and play, and we'd brought our guys kind of over to the side, and whereas Forest City went back out and lined up, and the officials let them snap the ball before we had gotten back out completely onto the field. But Jamie, read it and was in position himself and was able to go make a play.
The Big Baller Player of the Week was Ian Landrum, and the Steel Curtain Player of the Week was Nick Martin. You got to appreciate those guys who put in the work on the scout team.
Oh, there's no doubt. Those guys help us prepare every week. They play a huge role in the success of our team, and so we want to recognize those guys that are working hard and helping us out. And, those two were our scout team players of the week.
Coach, over the last several weeks, we've gone through what could be called the soft part of the schedule. That ends tonight as you face off against the Valley View Blazers. How ready are you to face some tougher competition tonight?
Well, I think our guys are ready. We've kind of had we had a good week of practice. It's been kind of business as usual. We've kind of set a standard as far as how we work, and our guys are just going about their business, doing that. But we'll be ready to play. Those guys will be excited. It'll be a senior night. Their last, guaranteed home game, what we've talked about is we can control that. That's within our control of whether we get another one after that. And so there's a lot to play for. I know our guys will be excited. Hope we get a big crowd, and, that'll be the difference in the ballgame.
I know you've watched a lot of film this week. What impresses you most about this Valley View team?
Well, I think, they're known a defensive football team. Very good on that side of the ball. They're good on all three levels. They got a defensive lineman that's really, really good, number 23. He disrupts a lot, blocking schemes. At linebacker, they got some guys that are hard-nosed, physical kids. Number 21 is one to look out for. He's really, really good player. And then at the safety position, number 5, the Winters kid, is a returning starter and a really good player. So they got guys on each level of their defense that are really good. They're very opportunistic. They create turnovers. Their defense has scored, a lot of touchdowns this year for them. And so they're very strong on that side. Offensively, they do it. They're very multiple. They're going to run a ton of different formations, really running a lot of the same run schemes out of those formations, but just trying to get you to misaligned. And so they're just going to be a sound football team that we're going to have to make sure we align correctly defensively, not give up anything foolish, any trickery or anything like that, and really just, protect the football ourselves.
Not only is this a big game against a tough team with playoff implications on the line, it's also a crosstown showdown. How big of a rivalry is this to your guys?
Well, it's getting, I think it's growing bigger and bigger. There's a lot of familiarity. Our guys know their guys, they're friends, and so it's growing into, a big rivalry. We don't want to lose to them, and I'm sure they don't want to lose to us. So there's a lot on the line, and emotions will be high, but it's about playing football. That's what we talk to our guys. It's about the fundamentals of blocking and tackling, and who can do it the best, and who can do it for 4 quarters. And so that's kind of been our mindset.
Coach, how are we doing health-wise?
Well, we're doing fine. I mean, we've got, quite a few bumps and bruises, but there's nothing that's going to keep somebody out, of the game from being able to play. They're just going to have to play through it. It's that time of year. We're at week 9, so, you got your typical bumps and bruises, but everybody should be good to go.
I know we had an unfortunate incident last Friday night when Ryan Crawford was, in my opinion, unfairly ejected from the game. Because of the ejection, Crawford is supposed to sit out for 4 quarters. Were you able to get that decision appealed, and will Ryan Crawford be starting at center tonight for us?
Well, the first thing we did is we evaluated the film to see exactly what happened during that incident. The video evidence, showed us that Ryan did not, do anything wrong. His arm was actually thrown down by a Forest City defender. And so we felt comfortable sending that video in to the AAA. They viewed that and discussed that, and Ryan was reinstated. So he'll be good to go at the beginning of this ballgame.
That's wonderful news. Let's talk keys to victory, Coach. What are y'all going to have to do to defeat the Blazers and move to 9-0 tonight?
Well, offensively, we got to protect the football. We can't put it on the ground and stuff like that. And we've got to be want to execute consistently. They're a good defensive team, so we've got to be able to execute, move the chains, and then defensively, we want to control the line of scrimmage, and be aware of anything out of the ordinary, and not give up anything foolish. I think if we can eliminate turnovers and not give up anything foolish defensively, I think we're going to have a great chance to win the ballgame.
Let's go make it happen, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. Let's go get a big win for Raider Nation.
Let's do it. Go Raiders.
Raider pride, brother.
You've been told banks with branches don't have the digital capabilities you need. But why not have the best of both worlds? At First National Bank, we have all the online banking tools you could ever need. Plus, if you need something, we have real people in real places near you. Digital, with branches and real people. We know you can't be everywhere at once, but we can be anywhere you are. Check it, snap it, track it, pay it, move it, and ask it anywhere. First National Bank, putting you first, always.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
See Plaza Tire Service for the right tire at the right price right now. Plaza Tire Service is the area's biggest selection of in-stock tires at the lowest price. While others are searching for tires to order, we'll get you fixed up with a great set of tires and back on the road in no time with our 4 tires, 1 hour guarantee. Plus, we make the purchase easy on your budget with our Plaza Tire Service card or no credit needed financing options. For the right tire at the right price right now, the choice is easy. That's Plaza Tire Service.
It's football time at Wings to Go. That means all the TVs watching the games, all the wings will be hot and flavorful, all the food will be good. It is time to come to Wings to Go. We've weathered the storm. It's almost over. Things are getting better, and we can't wait to see you at Wings to Go. Sports, wings, football, life is great at Wings to Go, both locations.
Guys, if you haven't made it into Orville's men's store, then you're missing out. They're the only store in town to exclusively carry brands like Barber, Duckhead, Strong Suit, Tommy Bahama, and Vineyard Vines. Orville's has everything a guy needs, from daily workwear to a big night out on the town. Orville's will have you looking more stylish and feeling more confident than ever before. So make your way to Orville's men's store at 2612 East Nettleton next to Steamroller Blues in Jonesboro and show off your stash. Shop online at orvillesms.com.
You're listening to the Nettleton Raiders on 94.1 KIYS HD2, Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro.
And we welcome you back to the First National Bank pregame show. Craig Miller and Andy Shatley here in the broadcast position, the NEA Baptist position at Raider Field. Get better with Baptist. We're about 6.5 minutes away from the kickoff. We'll bring you the starting lineups, and then we will, Andy will give you his keys to victory. First of all, let's tell you the starters for our visitors tonight, the Valley View Blazers. Their quarterback is Carson Turley. Running back is Cameron Davidson. H-back, Bo Smith. Wide receivers, Grayson Becker, Reed Tyler, Jackson Harmon. Tight end, Ian Garner. Tackle, Jackson Hoggard. Guard, Hayden Ross. Guard, Mason Roberts. And center, Avery Wood. For their defense, their starting defensive end, Mario Crawford. Nose tackle, Javian Irvin. The other end is Jude Rapert, a young man who played on Kobe's Pop Warner team. Great young man, Jude, and I'm good friends with his dad, Jerry Rapert. Outstanding family. Linebackers, Jaden Wells, Cooper Lutz, Brian Huff, Lane Arains. Cornerback, Dequan Galloway. Cornerback, Carson Tosh. Free safety, Carson Winters. Strong safety, Jay Mormon. As for the Raiders, here on senior night, their all-state senior quarterback is Cameron Scarlett. And Andy, I don't know what else we can say about the young man. Over 1,700 yards in total offense here in week 9. This young man has just been everything that we could have hoped for and more this season.
He really has. He's done a great job of securing the football also, and that's one of the things that you look at as quarterbacks mature is taking care of the football. You know, when you're trying to throw the ball, and he's got a lot of rushing attempts, but he still takes care of the football, and he's very well balanced. He's very strong, runs hard, and he is absolutely a dual threat.
He really is. He's he's passed for 960 yards, so we will more than likely see him eclipse the 1,000-yard mark tonight, and he has run the ball for 809 yards, and depending on how many carries he gets tonight, we may see him break 1,000 in running yards as well. In the backfield with Scarlett is Kobe Bradley, who last week, Andy, it is official, he crossed the 1,000-yard mark. 13 touchdowns. Kobe Bradley is something special.
Boy, he really is. He's somebody that I have been watching the entire season, and he continues to mature as the season goes on. in the way he has two different approaches. Sometimes he dances around, looks for a hole, and sometimes he puts his foot in the ground and goes north and south. And to have those characteristics, you're really versatile running back because if you make a hole for him, he'll take it, and sometimes he'll make his own hole.
The receivers that Cameron Scarlett throws to, let's start with the tight end, DJ Willis, 6'2", 240. He has really had a breakout season, and he is a great target for Scarlett. Wide receiver, Jaden Brown, the leading receiver. He has had a huge season, 21 receptions, 413 yards, 4 touchdowns. He's complemented by Ken Warren McShann, who also has 4 touchdowns on the year, 15 receptions, 261 yards. Braylon King rounds out the receiving crew. Andy, that's a strong group of receivers.
Yeah, it really is. And, we've sung the praises of Ken Warren McShann and then Jaden Brown, and we've sung their praises a lot. But I will tell you, as a former quarterback, your favorite wide receiver or your favorite receiver is a big old tight end that has really good hands that can get open when it's third down. And DJ, I love watching him play because he can get open and he's your sure-handed guy on third down.
Jaden Brown, downtown Jaden Brown, is the captain for tonight. He's out on the field right now handling the coin toss duties for the Raiders. And, Andy, you keep an eye on that while I tell the good people about our offensive line, because the offensive line has been dominant all year long tonight. Left tackle, Alan Campbell. Left guard, Kylan Gates. Center, Ryan Crawford. Right guard, Kobe Miller. Right tackle, Moses Williams. That has been a dominant unit this year, Andy.
It really has, and they've kept for the most part, they've kept people off of Cameron Scarlett and given him time to throw the football down the field. When that happens, when they give him time, he becomes that dual threat that you're looking for and that Coach Hampton is looking for is having that multifaceted offense. And when that offensive line steps up and they have a good game, Nettleton is very difficult to stop.
Valley View has won the opening coin toss, and they have deferred to the second half, so they're very proud of their defense, and they should be. They are holding 5A East opponents to an average of 5 points a game, and so they're going to put that defense out on the field first. We're about 2 minutes away from kickoff. The defensive starters for Nettleton, I'll run through these, and then Andy will give you his keys to victory for the Raiders tonight. Defensive end, Jorge Salas. Nose tackle, Cam Phillips. Defensive end, Jordan Pegram. Javante Wallace also starting on the defensive line. He'll be Coach Lovins runs in several guys. Javante Wallace also considered a starter, and man, what a great season Javante has had as he has broken into the starting lineup. The linebacker crews, Blake Brown, who leads the team in tackles with 82. He's one of the middle linebackers. Orion Pugh, Halon Willie, Jamie Morris, Curtis Smith, and the defensive secondary, Markellen Barber, Juan Badillo, and the safety, the sensational safety, Dorian Tucker. That is your starting lineups. We're about 1 minute and 20 away from kickoff. We might even get this thing kicked off a little bit early as both teams are out there and on the sidelines. Andy, give us your keys to victory.
Well, tonight there's a couple of matchups that I'm going to be watching, personal matchups, but also unit matchups. I'm going to be watching for Valley View's defensive line to see if they can catch Kobe Bradley before he gets rolling. I suspect that we're going to see some exotic blitzes, and we're going to see people coming from here and everywhere trying to disrupt Nettleton's offensive line and their game plan. Because if you sit back and play base defense against them, they're going to pick you apart. So that's one. The other one is the personal one, is I can't wait to see Mario Crawford match up against Moses Williams. I may get in trouble tonight and just watch those two tonight because, I mean, that's going to be an epic battle. You got an outstanding, very strong athletic defensive lineman at Valley View going up against possibly one of the best offensive linemen in the conference or potentially in the state.
Right.
So that's the personal matchup that I'm going to look forward to tonight.
Yes, I tell you, I know that this awesome defensive end for Valley View, Mario Crawford, he's a major D1 prospect, but if he's going up against Big Moses tonight, I feel sorry for Mario Crawford.
Well, we'll see how it fills out.
Mercy. And I'm not saying who's going to win, but I just know that Moses is a monster out there for sure. All right, we're ready for kickoff. Valley View with an onside kick, and it is recovered by the Raiders, so Nettleton will have a short field. It's recovered. It looked like Jorge Salas with the onside kick recovery, and Nettleton will have the ball 1st and 10 on their own 45.
Well, we'll definitely start looking at what Valley View is going to try to do on defense here. Like I've talked to this in the past, your first 5 or 10 plays on offense are going to be scripted. what you want to do is throw up personnel groupings and different formations just to see how the defense is going to line up to that. And that kind of dictates the way the first half is going to go. So it'll be interesting to see what we see on defense for Valley View here.
Raider offense on the field. Cameron Scarlett in the gun. Kobe Bradley right next to him. He stumbles. He handed the ball to Bradley, and Bradley lost his footing, falls down. It's going to be a loss of a couple, and it's going to be 2nd and 12 for the Raiders.
Sometimes that happens, and one of the issues with some of these turf fields is if you don't keep the rubber pellets or whatever high enough, it gets real slick. It starts as it gets colder. This field gets slick, and that's exactly kind of lost his footing right there.
So it'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Raiders. 2 receivers near side. In motion is Braylon King. Scarlett's going to run it himself right up the middle, past the original line of scrimmage, and he has a gain of about 5-6 yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 for the Raiders.
This is the kind of down that I like to go for our tight end, big DJ. Be curious to see if they run something over the middle with DJ.
Scarlett, empty backfield, 3 receivers near side, 2 receivers up top. Nettleton is moving right to left on your radio dial. Play is whistled dead, and I guess that's a flag laying about the 40-yard line of the Raiders. It's pink. I guess that is a flag pink for breast cancer awareness, and it's going to be a penalty called against the Raiders. He did the walking sign. I guess that could be illegal formation or a false start.
It's probably legal procedure, and you never know who it might be. It might be on the quarterback, because if you put your hands under center and then you step back up or whatever, it looks like you presented yourself to the center and then you went back to the shotgun.
So it's 3rd down and 11 for the Raiders. Scarlett back to pass, and again the play is whistled dead. Let's see what I
don't think that they blew it ready for play yet.
Okay, so no flag on the play, just Nettleton a little bit antsy, I guess you might say, ready to get the ball in action. It's 3rd down and 11 for the Raiders, ball on their own 44-yard line. Scarlett in the gun, looking to pass, looking downfield, rolling now to his left, plenty of time, throws is complete to Jaden Brown, and Jaden Brown has a 1st down. Big throw and catch for the Raiders, move the chains.
Yeah, that was a great job by Cameron to extend the play, and Jaden really, the route that they initially ran weren't open, and so Jaden just slid to an opening, and Cameron just kind of played, pitch and catch like you do in the backyard.
1st down and 10 for the Raiders at the Valley View 44-yard line. Wonderful crowd here tonight on both of these outstanding schools. Scarlett running left side, and he is brought down after a gain of about 4. It will be 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders. Jaden Wells on the stop.
Nettleton is, and we see this pretty much every Friday night. The bread and butter for Nettleton, I mean, they're averaging 285 yards rushing every Friday night. So they're going to establish the run game, and the offensive lineman's going to establish themselves to try to get Kobe Bradley involved and Cameron running the football.
Scarlett hands it to Kobe Bradley, looking for some room to run, not finding any. He is brought down by number 21, Jaden Wells. That's that outstanding linebacker from Valley View. Looks like he might have got back to the original line of scrimmage before he was thrown down, so it's going to be 3rd down and a long 6 for the Raiders.
Yeah, if Nettleton's to put points on the board tonight, they're going to have to earn it. There's not going to be any free passes by Valley View tonight.
They have a stingy defense for sure. 3 receivers up top. Scarlett in the backfield. He's back to pass. It is complete to DJ Willis. DJ Willis at the 40. He's brought down short of the 1st down. Good open field tackle there by Brian Huff, and it's going to be 4th down and 3 for the Raiders, and we'll see if the Raiders want to go for it. It looks like they're going to.
Yeah, this is certainly 4-down territory, especially in your first series. When you get the ball where they did, that was a great starting point for Nettleton, on the opposite 48. So this is 4-down territory for Nettleton.
4th down and 3 for the Raiders. Scarlett in the gun. Kobe Bradley on his right hip. Scarlett back to pass on 4th and 3. It is complete to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley looking for the 1st down stick. He's going to be close. I believe he's marked just a little bit short. Going to be a turnover on downs. 1st down for the Blazers.
Yeah, Kobe, Actually, if he would have just kept running, he would have had the first down, but he saw somebody trying to juke back to the inside and lost a yard. And Valley View did an outstanding job of pursuing the tackle, and that was a gang tackle by their defense. Had they not done that, he would have gotten the first down. Great job by Valley View bringing all the horses coming across the field and try to help out, and stopped him about 1 yard short.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Blazers. The quarterback is Turley. He's joined in the backfield by Slade Crawford. And the play is broken up immediately. Tackled for a loss is Turley. It's going to be a loss of 1, 2nd down and 11.
Well, Nettleton's defensive line has been tough for people all year long. And then the 3 linebackers sitting back there, 20, 21, 22, have wreaked havoc on defenses all year long.
Not going to lie to you, I lost the football on that play, Andy. It's 2nd down and 11. And the Blazers are going to pass. Under great pressure by Kylan Butler. They throw downfield. It is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Incomplete. That's Keats Grantham, the intended receiver. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Blazers.
That's a great job by Carson Turley to keep that play going, extend the play. Nice throw back across his body. A little high, but it's hard to put those balls right on people whenever you're rolling away and people are chasing you down from the backfield.
So 3rd down and 11 for the Blazers. Turley is going to pass. It is incomplete, intended on the far sideline for number 9, Reed Tyler. So 3 and out for the Blazers. They bring their punt unit on, and a good job by the Raider defense on the Valley View opening drive.
Yeah, in their first series, they try to throw the football a couple different times. That's kind of surprising. You really thought that you might try to establish a run game there, but I think they feel like they could throw the football tonight.
Turley to punt for the Blazers. Markellen Barber is back deep. Looks like Nettleton bringing a big rush. Everybody up on the line of scrimmage. Low snap. He gets it off. Markellen calls for the fair catch and makes the fair catch right at the 31-yard line, and that's where the Raiders will take over 1st and 10. So we're scoreless here in the first quarter, 7:58 on the clock, both defenses with good stands.
Oh, well, yeah. You saw Nettleton come out and get a little frustrated, not being able to get the first down. Valley View came out having a little problems on the first series, and okay, now everybody can take a deep breath. Both offenses and both defenses have been on the field. So now let's play some football.
Cameron Scarlett, the All-State senior quarterback, in the gun. In motion is DJ Willis. In the backfield with Scarlett is Kobe Bradley. Scarlett's going to keep it. He's running right up the middle off the right guard, and it's a gain of 5. Going to be 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, I really think that you're going to see Nettleton just ground and pound. One of these series is probably going to just be solely running the football. And I will tell you that the wind is whipping just a little bit out of the northwest, and they're going against that just a little bit. So it's not going to be easy to throw the football in this direction. 2nd
down and 5 for the Raiders. Scarlett again with the keeper. He is met close to the line of scrimmage. He gains a couple of yards. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 for the Raiders.
Well, Valley View's playing physical defense up front on the defensive line, so kudos to that defensive line in Valley View. We'll call their names out here in just a second. But, when you're holding up offensive linemen and your linebackers can run free, that's exactly what Valley View's doing, and it's causing problems for Nettleton's offense.
3rd down and 3 for the Raiders. 3 receivers split near side, 1 up top. Cameron Scarlett in the gun, and the play is whistled dead. Looks like it may be an offsides penalty. Let's see which way they're calling it. It is. We're still waiting for the man with the white hat on to give us the indication. And it's offsides against the Raiders. I guess somebody was lined up in the neutral zone. So a 5-yard penalty. It makes it 3rd down and 9 for the Raiders.
Well, so far the Nettleton offense has really not been what they've used to be, this season. And we've seen some clean offensive series this season, but we're not seeing that tonight.
Scarlett under pressure. He's going to run it. Look, he's got the first down, goes out of bounds at the 45-yard line, and there's that dual threat of Cameron Scarlett. He can beat you with his legs, Andy.
Yeah, that was a nice job there. There wasn't really much down the field. Valley View had great coverage. And, if you don't spy him, if you don't have somebody dedicated to him like a Mike linebacker or something, he can take off on you and really cause problems.
He gets the first down on 3rd down and 9. So another 3rd down conversion for the Raiders. 1st and 10, ball on their own 44. We're scoreless here in the first quarter. Scarlett, little swing pass out here to pretty boy Floyd. Savion, a pretty good run after the catch. It's going to be a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6.
Once again, Valley View doing a great job of pursuing the football. They've given up a 9-yard play tonight, but they really have not given up much tonight already in both of these offensive series. So Valley View is playing some very good defense right now.
Make that 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders. Scarlett going back to work. He's got Kobe Bradley on his left hip, 2 receivers up top, 1 near side. DJ Willis lined up in the slot, and again, the play is whistle dead. So this officiating crew is –
we're going to have an equipment issue here on some shoes.
Yep. They've blown their whistle quite a bit. Looks like Cooper Lutz is running out, and a substitute coming in for him, coming into the game, is number 43, Nico Mata. So 2nd down and 7 for the Raiders. The clock is at 6 minutes and ticking. Scarlett in the backfield, Floyd in motion, Scarlett to pass. It is complete to Jaden Brown. Jaden Brown slips through 1 tackle. He has the first down. First down reception of the game for Jaden Brown. Move the chains.
Yeah, that's going to be a difficult matchup for Valley View. They do have some really good players in the secondary. Jay Mormon back there has got a couple of interceptions. But Jaden Brown is as good as you're going to see at this level in high school.
Well, I guess it's actually calling it 3rd down and short. I don't understand that spot. 3rd down and about a foot, and now then the officials are calling it. It looked like he had a first down by a couple of yards.
Yeah, it really did. I mean, I don't have to. We don't have a replay, but it certainly looked like he got to the 45-yard line, which would have been a yard past.
Yeah, and now they're calling for officials timeout for the measurement.
I mean, if you look at the sticks over there, it's short of the 46-yard line, and they're past the 46-yard line.
Yeah.
So
it's not a hard call.
Yeah, Coach Hampton said, hey, wait a minute, just a second. Can we bring the sticks over and measure this?
Yes. I mean, you can just kind of eyeball it and tell that it looks like a first down. Let's see what the measurement says. The Nettleton faithful not happy with this officiating crew, and yeah, it's a first down by a half a yard.
Yeah.
So I don't understand this. These officials, I don't know what they were thinking, but they called it 3rd down and short, and it was a first down by more than a football length.
Well, they got the call right. Let's move on.
There you go. So it's 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the Valley View 46-yard line. We're scoreless here in the first quarter. 5:34 on the clock. Cameron Scarlett from the gun. A little pistol formation right now for the Raiders. Kobe Bradley behind him. 2 receivers near side. Savion Floyd, Jaden Brown. Kenmore and McShann up top. In motion is Jaden Brown. They give it to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley is across runs out of bounds at about the 39-yard line. Going to be a gain of nearly 5. 2nd down, and we'll call it 2nd down and 6 for the Raiders.
In that pistol formation, when he spins around, it almost gives him the same timing as what we would back in the day call a counter. And what you saw is a big jab step by the offensive line, and then they turn and then walled off to the left side, and that was a nicely drawn-up play there.
2nd down and 5 for the Raiders. Scarlett in the gun. Oh, it's a fumble on the play. Battle for it. Let's see who's got it. Looks like the Raiders may have come up with that. Scarlett fumbled it on the exchange, and he does fall down on it. Boy, there was a scrum for the ball, and thankfully for the Raiders, Cameron Scarlett comes up with it. It's going to be 3rd down and 7 after a couple of yard loss.
Yeah, I would suspect that there's a little bit of crosstown rival jitters tonight because we've seen some ball security issues with Cameron and Kobe that we haven't seen in a long time.
3rd down and 7 for the Raiders. Cameron and Kobe in the backfield. In motion is Kenmore and McShann. He's running split now out wide right. Scarlett to pass. looking downfield over the middle. It's complete to Savion Pretty Boy Floyd. He's got the first down. First down, Raiders.
Well, that was a great play. Offensive line did a great job of holding everybody up. We sing the praises of these offensive linemen, but Cameron Scarlett had all the time in the world. Nice crossing route into a zone, and those are hard when it's a zone. It's easy to throw a crossing route when it's man-to-man, but Cameron actually picked a window right in between the linebackers and made a really nice throw.
1st and 10 at the Valley View 32. Nettleton from the pistol. He gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley running left side, out of bounds across the 30-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
Well, I will tell you that, we thought maybe we would see Moses Williams versus Mario Crawford, but what we're end up seeing is Colin Gates versus Mario Crawford, and he's having to handle him most of the night tonight and doing an excellent job of trying to wall him off.
2nd down and 7 for the Raiders. Scarlett is going to keep it. Running left side, has a hole. He is down to the 23-yard line. Going to be close to the first down. About a yard short of the first down. So it'll be 3rd down and 1 for Nettleton.
Yeah, this is going to be another 4-down territory, so this is a down that you can, do kind of whatever you want and you feel like. You can throw the football here and then come back and run it, or run the football and come back and throw it the next down.
I stand corrected. 3rd down and 2. Scarlett back to pass. Looking over the middle. It is nearly picked off downfield.
Who is that?
That's intended for Jordan Pegram. How about that? Jordan Pegram, who is the star defensive lineman, and he's an eligible receiver right there, went out for a pass. Did not see that
when
coming.
You were trying to call that, I was like, wait a minute, that's Jordan Pegram running down the field. So they went with Biggs. What they got in the ball game here is you've got Jordan Pegram playing tight end.
How about that?
And then DJ playing the other tight. So that's the double tight Biggs that they have.
4th down and 2. Let's see if the Raiders try to run for the first down here. Scarlett in an empty backfield. Scarlett's going to run it. He's got the first down. Running tough right up the middle. He's gang tackled at about the 21-yard line. Move the chains. First down, Raiders.
Well, I never would have thought that we've seen two things, Jordan Pegram making it on the offensive side of the ball and them throwing a pass to him.
It's almost shades of William Refrigerator
That's
Perry.
Exactly right. That's
Bears.
what I was thinking for a second.
1st down and 10 for the Raiders. A ball on the Valley View 21-yard line. Raiders with a nice sustained drive here in the first quarter. We are scoreless. 3:24 on the clock. Nettleton has definitely won the time of possession battle here in the first quarter. Scarlett in the backfield. He gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley's got some room. He's across the 10. He's to the 5-yard line where he's tripped up. It's going to be 1st down and goal to go for the Raiders.
Well, I tell you, he is slippery, and that's exactly the play that I was kind of talking about before the game, is what you see his patience. He's patient. The hole did not present itself, and he kind of danced a little bit, waited for his blockers, and then took off.
1st down and goal to go for the Raiders. Ball on the 5-yard line. Less than 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Cameron Scarlett in an empty backfield. Scarlett's going to keep it right up the middle. Scarlett into the end zone. Touchdown, Cameron Scarlett. Touchdown, Raiders.
Well, I'll tell you, that play gets set up by plays before that. You have throwing plays out to the wings. You have crossing routes by DJ. You have Kobe Bradley running loose. So when you spread the field out like that, and you can threaten a defense from the width of the field, it becomes very difficult to defend a running quarterback, somebody who runs as well as Cameron Scarlett.
So on to attempt the point after kick is the Golden Boy, Daniel Golden. Pegram with the snap, McShann with the kick with the hold. The kick is up and right through the uprights. The kick is good with 2:50 remaining in the first quarter. Your score is Nettleton 7, Valley View 0. And we will take a 30-second break. When we come back, more Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
You raised your family here, did every July 4th here, refinished the floors here twice, sized up your daughter's boyfriends here, waited in the doorway all day when your son was coming home on leave. This place has given you all you've dreamed of, and now it's giving again, in the form of a gourmet kitchen and the quietest dishwasher known to man. Realize your dream with a home equity line of credit from Simmons Bank. Dreams realized. SimmonsBank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, subject to credit approval.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where Nettleton has taken a 7-0 lead over Valley View. 2:50 remaining in the first quarter. And, Andy, this place is electric tonight.
Well, it is. I love to see high school football supported like this right here. And with two crosstown schools like this, two quality schools like this, we have full stands tonight.
Kendrick McShann with the kickoff. It's fielded at the 11-yard line by number 1. He's running left side. He's got some running room. And McShann himself makes the tackle, but not before number 1, Dequan Galloway, gets it out past the Blazer 40-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 Valley View from their own 40, it looks. Actually, from their own 44. Well, let me see. At 45, there we go. And
well, Valley View's first series came out and tried to throw the ball a little bit. Had a couple of some receivers that were open, just a hair off on the connection. So I really think they feel like their keys to victory tonight is to be able to throw the football.
Turley, the quarterback, he is in the gun. Gives to the running back, and he is met immediately by Jordan Pegram and a Kylan Butler. I believe that is Slade Caldwell, who is the ball carrier. This is going to be a tackle for loss. It's going to be 2nd down and 14.
Yeah.
And a Kylan Butler.
Yeah, that was a great play by Kylan Butler. Man, he is so physical, and he's kind of lanky. You know, he doesn't look like Jordan does on the other side, and he really kind of can lean in and get in between people, and he leverages his body so well to get into the backfield before you can even put your hands on him.
2nd down and 13. Davidson now the running back. Turley rolling to his right. Going to pass. It is incomplete. In and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Becker. It's going to be 3rd down and 13 for the Blazers.
Yeah, Colin Glidlow played great coverage and played right on his hip and actually undercut that right there and had a chance to maybe put a hand on that ball. He really is not giving them much window to throw. Colin had a great interception last Friday night in the very corner in the back of the end zone against Forest City. So he's a solid player out there, cornerback.
3rd down and 13 for the Blazers. Nettleton leads 7-0 here in the first quarter. Valley View to pass. Swing pass is complete to Caldwell. He stutter steps, but he is tackled by Nettleton's number 11, Haylon Willie, right about the line of scrimmage. Gain of 1. It's going to be 4th down and 12 for Valley View. They bring on the punt team again.
Yeah, Nettleton went into a full-on prevent. Defense really dropped 4 deep, dropped everybody into pass coverage, and really the only thing that was there for Carson was to just dump it to his swing route. And, Nettleton pursues the football very well, and there's just nothing there.
So on to punt is their sophomore quarterback, Carson Turley. Fine athlete, plays quarterback and punts. A line drive punt. Markellen Barber tries to field it, and he does. That was dangerous, Andy, but Marky Mark made the play, and he's tackled at about the 21-yard line. And, hey, he made the play. That's better than letting it roll all the way to the end zone.
It really does. It really is. And let's go back to the wind that I talked about early in the game. The wind is actually blowing out of the northwest tonight. And, kicking the ball that direction, if that ball hits the ground, it's going to roll probably to the goal line. So, if this field gets flipped and if anybody's punting this way, we'll have to watch out for potential fireworks.
So another 3 and out for this Raider defense. It's 1st down and 10 from their own 21. Cameron Scarlett in the gun. Fakes the jet sweep to downtown Jaden Brown, trying to run right side. Not much there. He may have got back to the line of scrimmage, or he may have actually lost just a little bit. In any event, it's going to be 2nd down and long for the Raiders, 2nd down and 10 for Nettleton.
I really am feeling that they're going to utilize Kobe Bradley a lot more in this series. A little deeper. That's probably the deepest starting point on this offensive series that they've had tonight, and I suspect they'll try to run their way out of this.
Scarlett in the gun. Kobe Bradley on his right hip. Braylon King in motion. Gives to Kobe Bradley right on cue, and he is hit immediately by a couple of white shirts. Number 21 and number 44 for Valley View. That is Jaden Wells and Brian Huff. Gain of 1. It's going to be 3rd down and 9 for Nettleton. Less than a minute to play in the first quarter.
Jaden Wells is a really good-looking football player. He's physical. He's fast. And he's been all over the field tonight.
Cameron Scarlett, empty backfield, 3rd down and 9. And a hard count, and I believe we got a Blazer who jumped off sides, but they did not call it. I guess he might have got back, or he might not have broke the old neutral zone. Scarlett to pass, rolling right side. He's going to run it, and he runs out of bounds right at the 1st down marker. It's going to depend on the spot whether or not he got it. And the chain gang just dropped it as Scarlett was headed right to him. Self-preservation. They dropped the chain, and it looks like it's going to be a 1st down for the Raiders.
Well, once again, Cameron Scarlett is creating an issue with somebody having to spy him when he drops back to pass. You know, Valley View doing a great job of dropping into coverage, but somebody's going to have to spy the quarterback, either the Mike linebacker or somebody, some sort of rover is going to have to spy him.
13 seconds to play in the 1st quarter. Nettleton up 7-0. Cameron Scarlett gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley bounces out right side. Really no room to run. Good job by the Blazer defense over there containing Kobe Bradley. And that'll be the last play of the 1st quarter. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 when we come back. Into the 1st quarter, your score, Nettleton 7, Valley View 0. You're tuned in to Raider Football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Nothing that brings our communities together like high school sports. No matter what the scoreboard says, it's a winning feeling just to be a part of it. At Baird, we want you to have the feeling anytime you come into one of our dealerships. Good credit, bad credit, no problem. Don't buy anywhere else until you shop at Baird location near you. Don't get a bad deal, get a Baird deal. Because why pay more?
Saving service, great selection too. Baird does it all for you.
If you're looking for some land you'd like to populate, call real estate agents.
Listen, we all know the real estate market is crazy right now, so whether you're buying or selling, you deserve maximum value. You want real market knowledge. You want real negotiating power. You want real results. You need Real Estate Nate. Give me a call. I got you back.
Call Real Estate Nate.
Call today. Real Estate Nate with Halsey Thrasher Harpole Real Estate Group. 870-261-3927.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where Nettleton has a 7-0 lead over Valley View here in the Crosstown Showdown with definite playoff implications here at Raider Field. Senior night. Start of the 2nd quarter, Cameron Scarlett, our all-state senior quarterback, going back to work. Nettleton moving left to right on your radio dial now. Kobe Bradley in the backfield with him. Got 3 receivers spread out up top. Scarlett's going to throw. It is complete to Braylon King. He fumbles the ball, and it's recovered by Valley View. And now let's see if they call that an incomplete pass. Actually, yeah, they call it incomplete, and the Raiders really caught a break right there. It looked to me like he might have had possession of that thing.
Well, not necessarily, Craig. I'll disagree with you there because you have to secure the football and then make a football move, and he didn't make either really. It hit his hands, and then all of a sudden it went to his hip, and then he was still trying to secure the football before he even really came down, and he didn't make a football move and turn upfield or anything with the football in his hands.
So it could have been disastrous for the Raiders. As it is, it's an incomplete pass. It's 3rd down and 8 for Nettleton. Scarlett in the gun. Kobe Bradley on his right hip. Scarlett back to pass. Looking downfield. He's trying to hit downtown Jaden Brown with a crossing, or actually that was Ken Warren McShann, but it's incomplete. Pass is incomplete. It'll bring up 4th down and 8 for the Raiders.
What you're seeing, Craig, let's go back to the wind direction. Let's let all of our listeners know that Nettleton's actually with the wind on offense right now. And what do you see? As soon as they flipped it around, they start throwing the football because it's so much easier to throw the football in the wind. But it causes you to overthrow, and that's exactly what happened right there. It didn't calculate that wind speed.
So the Raiders to punt, and Scarlett with a booming punt over Caldwell's head, and it rolls out of bounds at the 18-yard line of the Blazers, and that's where Valley View will take over 1st and 10 with 11:42 to play in the 2nd quarter. Nettleton with a 7-0 lead over Valley View.
Yeah, and I don't mean to beat a dead horse, but the wind is really going to play a part in tonight's game. You already have seen that to where, it's hard to throw the football going, what are we saying, right to left on the radio dial, but on left to right on the radio dial, the wind to your back, and it's a lot easier to throw the football. And as you see, it's a lot easier to punt the football too. That ball took off on him.
Sure did. So the Blazers have it 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. And Turley is going to keep it. He is tackled by Orion Pugh after a gain of about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. This Raider defense has been smothering tonight.
It really is, and we talk about 20, 21, and 22 back there, the linebacker crew, but Orion Pugh, 35 tackles, 14 solo tackles, 21 assists, 2 sacks, 9 tackles for loss. He's having a heck of a senior year.
Turley, the quarterback for Valley View, as long as I can remember, there's been a Turley playing at Valley View, and they've all been good ball players.
Yes, that's right.
Carson gives to Davidson. He's running right up the middle, bounces, gets some positive yardage. It's going to be a gain of about 5. It's going to be 3rd down and about 1.5 yards for the Blazers.
Yeah, that's nice running by Cameron Davidson, senior running back from Valley View. He's 6 foot, 164. He come flying out of there and had one of their better plays of this offensive series.
3rd down and 1 for Valley View. Ball on their own 26-yard line. Nettleton with a 7-0 lead, 10 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock and ticking here in the second quarter. Turley with the keeper, looking for the 1st down. He has it. He's tackled from behind by Jordan Pegram, but not before he gets a gain of about 3, and that is Valley View's first down of this ball game.
Yeah, I'll tell you, let's talk about that because Dorian Tucker came flying from his free safety position to try to make the hit on the quarterback as he came off the edge. And Carson Turley just put his foot in the ground and spun Dorian right off of him, or he would have had the tackle for a loss, and all of a sudden he ended up getting a couple more yards. So nice little run by Carson Turley.
Hey, these Turleys are all good ball players for sure, and this sophomore quarterback, Carson Turley, no exception to the rule. He's in the gun, got 2 receivers near side. He's back to pass. Under pressure, it's a little screen pass, complete to Becker, but he is just demolished by Jordan Pegram. I don't know if he got back to the line of scrimmage or not. It looks like he did, but Jordan Pegram said, "How do you do, Mrs. Wiley?" 2nd down and 10 for Blazers.
I would tell you, when you run those slip screens on the inside, you have to sell those as a quarterback. You can't immediately start backpedaling because the defensive linemen will look at that and go, no, you're not going back. You're fixing to dump it right over the top of my head. And Jordan has seen that before and turns and starts looking up that receiver, and voila, there he was. 2nd
down and 10 for Valley View. They give to Davidson, and he is tackled by number 20, the leading tackler for the Raiders, Blake Brown. It's going to be a gain of maybe 3. We'll call it 3rd down and 7.
Well, Blake's having an outstanding season, Craig. As you said, he's leading the team in tackles. And honestly, to see, your defensive line and your linebackers leading the team in tackles, that's what you don't want to see your free safety leading the team in tackles.
Right. That's not good.
That's right.
3rd down and 6 for Valley View. Turley back to pass. It is complete to number 32, Caldwell. He's got the 1st down, and he is across midfield into Nettleton Raider territory, knocked out of bounds at about the 48-yard line, and that's a big 3rd down conversion for the Blazers.
Yeah, we brag on the linebackers, and all of a sudden we have blown coverage. They ran off our secondary on the deep thirds on the bottom side here, and there was nobody at home in the flats on this side of the field. And Craig, the closest defensive player might have been you on that one.
And that ain't good. Slade Caldwell with the big reception. It's 1st down and 10 for Valley View. The quarterback runs right up the middle, and he is stopped after a gain of 3. It's going to be 2nd down and 7.
Well, Valley View's actually putting together a nice offensive drive here, and you had alluded to time of possession. Valley View absolutely has to keep the ball out of Nettleton's hands, and this is the type of drive that will do that.
I would say 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but there's no dust out on the turf field.
What do they call those, rubber pellets?
Rubber pellets, that's right. I said 2nd and 7. Buddy Nichols said 2nd and 6. I trust Buddy Nichols over me. Gives to Davidson. He's got some running room up the middle. He's got the 1st down, and he is down to the 31-yard line of the Raiders. Good run there by Davidson.
Well, really, Valley View's offensive line, we need to start calling some of their names, but they're doing an outstanding job of opening some holes for the running back, Davidson, and he's pretty shifty, and this is a pretty effective offensive approach for Valley View right now.
They have moved the ball well on this drive for sure. after being just literally smothered on their previous 2 possessions, 2 3-and-outs. They've got a pretty nice drive going here against this tough Raider defense. Give it to Davison once more, running right side. Looks like he is tripped up right about the line of scrimmage by Blake Brown. He falls forward for some positive yardage. It's going to be a gain of 3. Second down is 7.
Yeah, that right side for Valley View's offensive line, you got Jackson Hoggart over there, 6'1", 222. And then you've got Nate Kincannon. Man, those they're doing an outstanding job of moving people right now. Their offensive schemes, they're doubling defensive linemen, moving people out of the way, and giving Davidson some room to run.
Turley going to run it himself this time, running right side, looking for the edge. He finds it, gets a couple of yards before he's tackled by Blake Brown. So ball will be marked at the Nettleton 25-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd down and 3 play. The Blazers, I would think for sure, in 4-down territory right now. I don't know if they've got a field goal kicker who can kick the ball that far.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know the answer to that. But like we had talked about, the time of possession and keeping that clock rolling and keeping Nettleton's offense off the field is what they want to do.
3rd down and 4 for the Blazers. Give to Davidson, running right up the middle. He's got the first down and then some. He's across the 10-yard line to the 9, finally tackled by Dorian Tucker, but a big gain for Valley View. 1st down, and it's going to be 1st down and goal to go for the Blazers.
Well, Craig, it looks like Valley View's offense has actually found a formula here. They found the guy that they want to give the football to. So, big shout-out to Valley View's offensive line and Mr. Davidson, who's really running the football hard, and he's hitting the holes before Nettleton. The first person to put a hand on him was in the secondary.
1st down and goal to go for the Blazers on the Raider 9-yard line. Quarterback is going to keep it, and he is hit immediately by Javonte Wallace. Big tackle for a loss by number 24, Precious J. Javonte Wallace, and that's going to be a loss of about 6. 2nd down and goal to go from the 15.
Yeah, and what you saw there is Nettleton dial up just a little bit of a twist. Sometimes holding your position on the defensive line, play after play after play is not good. You need to move just a little bit so your offensive line gets a little confused on who they're blocking.
2nd down and goal to go for Valley View from the 14. High snap. Turley gives it to Davidson. He's running up the middle, and he's tackled, gets back close to the original line of scrimmage this particular series. It gets to the 9-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and goal to go from the 9.
Yeah, this is a big play right here for Valley View. They want to keep this possession going. They really want to put some points on the board here before the half. I really feel like if Valley View can put, 7 points on the board and go into halftime tied with Nettleton, I really feel like they feel good about that.
3rd down and goal to go for the Blazers. Ball on the Raider 9-yard line. Turley from the gun. Gives to Davison, running right up the middle, and he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Tackled down about the 3-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and goal to go from the 3. Let's see how Coach Cockrell wants to play this.
Well, I will tell you that it's not common for a big play for the game to happen this early, but I'm going to tell you, Craig, this 4th down right here, this decision on whether or not they're going to kick or they're going to go for it on 4th down could potentially set the tone for the rest of this half and the second half right here. So we've got a really big play about to come here.
4:12 on the clock. Nettleton with a 7-0 lead. Valley View, however, with the ball on the Raider 3-yard line. 4th down and goal to go from the 3. Looks like they're going to call timeout and talk it over. We will take the timeout with them. We'll take a 30-second timeout. 4 minutes and 1 second on the clock. Nettleton 7, Valley View 0. Big decision coming up when we come back. Don't you go anywhere. You're tuned in to Nettleton Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Been my life for more than 30 years, and as owner of Delaplane Seed, I've been the region's Rice Tech leader for more than a decade. Every planting season, I'm in the fields right along with you, and we're figuring out how to make sure bushels mean dollars together. From selecting your hybrid rice to free on-farm delivery and one-on-one consultation, I'd like to help your rice fields see more profit this season. I'm Terry Gray at Delaplane Seed. Call me today at 870-249-3447. Let's talk about your best rice options.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where, as my broadcasting colleague Andy Shatley says, a big decision coming up here for the Blazers. 4:01 to play in the second quarter. Nettleton 7, Valley View 0. Valley View has driven, had a very nice drive, about a 80-yard drive, if I'm not mistaken, Andy, and they have got it 4th down and goal to go on the Nettleton 3-yard line.
Yeah, it's really been on the back of Cameron Davidson, senior from Valley View, running back, 6 foot 164. He's probably got 50. I would say 60 to 70% of the yards in this drive, and they found a little recipe that's actually working here, and they're sticking with it. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them continue because he's doing so well.
Well, it looks like Valley View is going to go for it on 4th down and 3. Raider faithful coming alive, Valley View Blazer fans cheering like crazy, and all of a sudden, Nettleton decides to take a timeout, and maybe they weren't expecting them to bring their offense
Yeah, Craig,
up.
what you saw was a completely different offensive unit. You saw Jaden Wells, linebacker, come in at quarterback. You saw Mario Crawford come in at tight end. That is their big package for short yardage right there, and it looks like it's a gimmick personnel grouping that Valley View is ready to pull out, like in a short, maybe a 4th and 1 or a goal line stance. And when Coach Hampton saw those people trotting out there, he was like, timeout. We're going to have to regroup. That's not what we expect was about to happen.
Not at all. A little bit of a chess game going on out there among these coaching staffs. Coach Stephen Hampton, the 9th-year head coach of Nettleton. Coach Sean Cockrell, the head coach at Valley View. You want to say a shout-out to my old buddy Shannon Sherman, the former head coach at Valley View. When it comes to playing chess on the football field, that guy was as good as anybody, I promise you. But he's watching the game, listening in, and want to say a shout-out to Coach Sherman. That's a good dude.
Here's a little Raider trivia. I don't know if you're going to Raider or not, but Sean Cockrell and I hooked up. I threw a pass to him on the ASU football field. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Right now, Cockrell's Blazers are going for it on 4th down and goal to go from the 3. Direct snap, and he is stood up by the Raider defensive line at the line of scrimmage, falls forward. Let's see if it's no good. He stops short of the 1st down. It's going to be a turnover on downs with 3:54 remaining in the second quarter. The Raider defensive line holds, and it's going to be 1st down for the Raiders, and this drive is going to start at about their own 1-yard line.
Well, we had kind of talked about that, and that's I will tell you this, hats off to Coach Hampton for recognizing a completely different personnel grouping, calling timeout, and he regrouped because, that was not what they were thinking was going to happen. And Valley View set up for what I would call heavies, and they put 2 people in motion, loaded the right side, and tried to run a quarterback sneak behind all of that, and Nettleton's defensive line blew it up in the backfield.
So 1st and 10 for the Raiders from their own 1. Scarlett is going to pass from the end zone. Looking over the middle, it is juggled and incomplete. Downtown Jaden Brown just almost made an incredible circus catch, but unable to haul it down. And how about that? Dialing up on 1st and 10 from the 1, trying to go for it broke there.
Well, that's when we call this coming out, by the way, and what you're trying to do is get 1 first down because you're trying to get some room to punt.
Right.
So sometimes on these situations, that happens a lot. 1st down. And you don't have to worry about a safety. Just get rid of the football. All you tell your quarterback, just make sure you don't get sacked.
Which Cameron Scarlett is, because they run from the shotgun, he's about 5 yards deep in the end zone. This time he gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley running up the middle. He has some positive yardage. He's across the 5-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5. It's going to be
we have a late flag there, and it's kind of in the area of possibly a face mask.
Let's see what they say. It is face mask, and it's against Valley View. Couldn't tell if it was a personal foul or a 5-yard variety, but they're moving the chains.
It certainly looked like an unintentional, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a 5-yard variety and then move the chains.
Well, after the 5-yard run and then the penalty, it's a 1st down for the Raiders, and there's that breathing room that you were talking about, Andy. It's 1st down and 10 for the Raiders from their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, when we back in the day, when the old days when we played football, when you were coming out like this, and if you got 1 first down, we actually called that success because you got the wind to your back here, and you really just want, 3 minutes and 38 seconds, you just want to get this ball out of there. Just move field position, and that would be successful here.
3:38 to play in the second quarter. Nettleton with a 7-0 lead over the Valley View Blazers. Scarlett from the gun gives to, actually he's keeping it, running left side. He has got a couple of white jerseys on his back. He still gets some positive yardage. Falls forward for gain of a couple. We'll call it a gain of 2. It's 2nd down and 8 for the Raiders.
Yeah, 3 minutes and 14 seconds to go in the half. I really think Nettleton feels like they can score here. I don't think they're just going to sit on this ball and run it and try to run the clock out, because you got the wind to your back and Camry can throw the football, and they've almost connected a couple times with Jaden Brown.
2nd down and 8, maybe a long 7 for the Raiders. Scarlett is going to pass. It is picked off. Actually, it's incomplete. He hit number 5, Carson Winters, right in the hands, and Carson had it for just a second, and then he dropped it. So, it is an incomplete pass, which is a whole lot better for us Raider fans than an interception.
Yeah, it was intended for number 5, and then he threw it to number 5, but the wrong number 5.
Wrong jersey, for sure. And I think it surprised Mr. Winters so much that he wasn't able to catch it. So it's going to be 3rd down and 8 for the Raiders. Scarlett in the gun. Kobe Bradley in the backfield with him. Definite passing down right here. Valley View will get the kickoff of the third quarter, the opening kickoff of the second half. A lot of football to play between now and then, though. 2 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock. Nettleton with a 7-0 lead. It's 3rd down and a long 7.
Greg, I will tell you this is a passing down, but after watching your quarterback throwing it right into the hands of the defense, I wouldn't be surprised to see a run and play and a punt here.
Maybe a quarterback draw. Scarlett back to pass, under pressure, rolls left side, throws downfield, and it is a juggled and incomplete, intended for Savion Floyd, unable to come down with it, and it's going to be 4th down and 8 for the Raiders.
Well, 2 minutes and 43 seconds left in the half, and Valley View is most likely going to get this ball right about the 50-yard line, and that's plenty of time for them to threaten to score again right before the half.
Cameron Scarlett in their punt formation. Quick kick, high end-over-end kick, hits at the 49-yard line, and it rolls and rolls and rolls all the way down to the 20-yard line. That's about a 30-yard roll. It's down inside the 20. Valley View is going to take over 1st and 10 from their own 17. What a punt.
Craig, I'll tell you, Cameron Scarlett must be living right because, he threw the ball right at the defense and he dropped it, and then you kick the ball about 30 or 35 yards and it rolls another 30 or 35 yards. So he is certainly living right tonight.
It's like Ricky Skaggs said, somebody's praying.
That's right.
Somebody out there is praying for the Nettleton Raiders, and I think it's working. 2 minutes and 31 seconds remaining in the first half. Nettleton with a 7-0 lead. Valley View will take over 1st and 10 from inside their own 20. Ball at their own 17-yard line. 2:31 to play in the quarter. Valley View is going to pass. Under pressure is Turley, rolling out right side. He escapes the pressure, throws back, and it is complete to number 9. But, boy, he is hammered by Halon Willie, and it is I believe it's Reed Tyler, the receiver who made the play, but let's see, what's going on out there, Andy?
Well, we've got 2 flags, but I think this is going to end up being on Nettleton. No, that's going to be a legal receiver downfield. That's going to be an offensive line. And that's unfortunate because when your quarterback starts scrambling and you try to go help him.
Right.
You're trying to go help him, and you can't tell whether or not he's going to run the ball or pass the ball. And it puts the offensive lineman in a real precarious position because you're just trying to help your buddy here. Like, are you about to run it or are you going to throw it? And all of a sudden they take off down the field and then he throws it.
So 1st down and 15 for Valley View after the 5-yard penalty. They keep the ball on the ground, give to Davidson, and he is wrapped up and tackled by Cam Phillips. Maybe a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 14 for Valley View. Just over 2 minutes on the clock.
Well, the first couple of plays, you hope that you get positive plays on Valley View's side. But as soon as you start to get a couple of negative plays here, you kind of have to rethink your strategy here, rolling into the halftime, and that's going to be put the ball on the ground, keep the clock running, go into halftime down 7-0.
Turley keeps the ball himself, has some running room, has the first down actually. Tackled downfield by Blake Brown. I said he has the first down. He's right at the marker. Yeah, and they moved the chains. So with 1:32, the clock stops for the first down. Nettleton 7, Valley View 0 in the second quarter, 1:30, and now then they start the clock. Nettleton with a 7-point lead with less than a minute to have play in the second quarter. Turley gives to Davidson. Davidson running right side, gain of about 3. It's going to be second down and 7. Javante Wallace on the stop over on the far side for the Raiders.
Craig, when you watch Carson Turley, do you not have kind of this comparison to maybe a sophomore Cameron Scarlett? You know, the ability to run the football, throw the football. Just a kind of maybe a younger Cameron Scarlett, because Cameron kind of started as a running back. But I sense that Carson's ceiling is really high.
Outstanding young athlete for sure, and that's high praise, saying that he reminds you of Cameron Scarlett. He is scrambling this time, under pressure, looking to throw. Now he reverses field, and he is hammered by the Raider defensive line. Cam Phillips, Kylan Butler, Orion Pugh, and Jordan Pegram. Big loss on the quarterback sack. With 25 seconds on the clock, it's going to be third down and about 18 for Valley View. Clock rolling, Nettleton not calling a timeout.
Yeah, I really think that you're not going to gain here by calling a timeout, and I think they're going to let the time expire most likely.
Yep, that's going to be the end of the second quarter as it's less than 5 seconds and ticking, and Valley View is not going to snap. So 3, 2, 1, and that is the end of the second quarter. Nettleton with a 7-0 lead heading into halftime. Don't you go anywhere, because we're going to take about a 3-minute break. And when we come back, we have got the legendary Coach Tommy Fowler as a guest on the St. Bernard's halftime show. St. Bernard's at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years. That excites you, don't it?
It really does. And here's the question I would like for you to ask him.
All right.
I would like for you to ask him, who was the better baseball team at Nettleton when he was here, the class of '89 that you played on,
right,
or the class of '94 that I played on?
Well,
I want you to ask him that question.
That's not a hard question, though, Andy.
It's not a hard question for you to ask. Just ask it straight up right there and let him answer that.
All right, you heard the man. When we come back, we'll talk to the legendary Coach Tommy Fowler, the Valley View athletic director, former baseball coach at Nettleton. We'll get to the bottom of this. He'll tell us who was the better team, the class of '89 Raiders or the class of '94 Raiders. We're at halftime, and the Raiders lead the Blazers 7-0. We'll be right back after a 3-minute break with Coach Tommy Fowler.
Ship anything, anywhere at your #1 shipping source, Pack Mail in Jonesboro. Bring anything to Pack Mail, and they'll pack it, ship it, crate it, freight it, no matter how big, fragile, or awkwardly shaped. Since 1998, Pack Mail has been your #1 shipping source, the only authorized shipper of all the major carriers: UPS, FedEx, DHL, the Postal Service, and freight services, all in one store. At Pack Mail, you have choices. Here's Pack Mail Tim to tell us more.
Trey, we are the experts at finding solutions for even the most demanding shipping situations, and our experienced staff can help you choose the best option. So if you need to go to the post office, then FedEx, or all the way out to UPS terminal, and then get that international shipment to DHL, you can do it all in one fast, convenient, and friendly place. Pack Mail.
See, I told you, Pack Mail ships anything, anywhere, through any shipper. Pack Mail, voted the #1 printing, packaging, and shipping store in Jonesboro. Don't trust your shipping needs to just anybody. Trust Pack Mail. 361 Southwest Drive in Jonesboro. Ship anything, anywhere, today at Pack Mail.
Did you know for the first time in years the percentage of positive drug tests has increased among workers due to increasing use of methamphetamines and marijuana? Employment drug testing is a powerful risk management tool that provides a safer, more productive workplace. It helps decrease employee turnover and absenteeism, reduces employer risk, and lowers workers' compensation incentive rates by reducing the chance of accidents and injury. A drug-free workplace program can ensure that you have a safer, more productive workplace. National MedTest Incorporated is a company who specializes in this field. Give them a call today at 931-1993 and set up a program that's right for you to make your place drug-free. National MedTest Inc., making businesses and schools drug-free.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document systems dealer in Jonesboro. That's right, since 1965, Forrest Office Machines has provided dependable office equipment and reliable service. We follow the equipment journey through all kinds of changes and developments, always on the cutting edge, whatever that is. And our partnership with Sharp document systems means we offer the very latest, most dependable equipment. And Forrest is the only office equipment dealer that when you need supplies, you can walk in our store and get it. When you need it fixed, you can call us.
This is Barry Forrest. My family's been taking care of equipment needs of businesses just like yours since 1965. I would love to work for you today.
Put your daily office routines in the hands of people you can trust. Forrest Office Machines, your authorized Sharp document system dealer at 1005 G Street in Jonesboro. 932-7852. 932-7852. Call Forrest Office Machines today.
You're listening to the Nettleton Raiders on 94.1 KIYS HD2, Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where at halftime the Nettleton Raiders lead Valley View 7-0. This is the St. Bernard's halftime show, brought to you by St. Bernard's, at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years. And we are privileged to be joined on the halftime show by a personal hero of mine, my old baseball coach, the legendary Coach Tommy Fowler. Coach Fowler, thank you for helping me out once again by being my halftime guest.
Thank you very much, Craig. It's always good to come back and see a lot of faces that touched my lives while I was over here.
But you definitely made a big impact here at Nettleton. Some of the wise acres up here in the press box, I brought you a bottle of water, and they were like, well, it's just like it used to be, Miller, bringing water to people. There's 20,000 comedians out of work in America, and people are trying to be one.
I understand that.
Ridiculous. Coach Tommy Fowler, now you've had a long career in education, still going on. You've been a teacher.
Long, Craig, is a key word.
You know, I mentioned St. Bernard's, 120 years they've been bringing healing to Northeast Arkansas.
I'm chasing that number.
You're probably the majority of those years you've been coaching or something. But
right, you've been in education for about 48 years.
48 years. Teacher, coach, principal, AD, what has been your favorite role in the education business?
Coaching was my favorite role. I enjoyed the everyday interaction with the kids and to see them grow and watch them grow, and it's, you know, it warms your heart when you see them graduating and come back and you bump into them somewhere and, you know, they say, hey, coach, and call you coach, and they said, remember when, and you know, those are very special times.
And you ever so often you have some of your former players say, hey, coach, will you be my halftime guest?
Well, that's good. That's always good too.
We sure appreciate you doing it for us. Coach Tommy Fowler, who was a longtime basketball coach and longtime baseball coach here at Nettleton, is currently the athletic director at Valley View. Do you like being in administration? Do you like being an AD?
Yes, I do. I don't get the interaction with the athletes that I once did, but I'm around the coaches. I still love being around the coaches and being a part of it. But it is different that I can't be with the players on an everyday basis.
Coach, I'm going to ask you a few sports-related questions.
Okay.
Your favorite sports to play, to coach, and to watch. What's your favorite sport to play?
My dad brought me up as a baseball player, as a Yankee fan, as a matter of fact, and I don't know exactly how he became a Yankee fan, but we were Yankee fans growing up, and he'd take me out in the backyard and hit me ground balls, and so baseball is my favorite, and it was my most enjoyable to coach, and I enjoyed coaching football and basketball, but baseball is deep down is where my heart is.
To play and to coach, what about just to sit around and watch?
I like to watch college football. I really do. I think it's a good game, and I enjoy watching college football and baseball, the World Series, and I struggle with my Yankees. I get frustrated with them sometimes, but at the same time, they know a lot more about the game than I do.
You know, I don't really know if I believe that or not. You're the smartest baseball man that I've ever known personally. I know there's smarter baseball people out there, but just being friends with and being around, you're the man that knows more about the game than anybody.
I appreciate that, but I've got to give a shout out, and I don't know how to choose my words. I was fortunate to play in college, played for Rich Johnson, and he gave me a lot. He gave me a lot of my baseball knowledge, and fortunately, I was in the situation where I could soak up most of it and took it to the high school level. And Rich was an outstanding baseball man, and I was just fortunate that I got a chance to play under him and learn under him.
And you soaked up a lot, obviously. I don't know how many people who had the same story that I had. I had a lot of good coaches growing up at Northside Park. My dad was one of my coaches, and he'd be mad at me if I didn't give him a shout-out.
Well, that's nothing wrong with that.
Of course, he says that's the only way I got to play is he would coach. So, but whenever Coach Fowler came to Nettleton my junior year, I learned so much about the game, and I got to be your catcher for 2 years, and just
a good one, a very good one, Craig. You were very good, and we had a good team, and we had good players. I will tell you that, and good people.
And we sure did, and we had some good times, memories that will last forever.
Yes, we do.
You coach baseball, but you also coach basketball here at Nettleton. What was the best basketball team that you recall having here as a Nettleton Raider coach?
Oh gosh, that's a tough one. We qualified for the state tournament 3 or 4 times. It's hard to say, and again, 48 years. I sometimes have trouble getting all the years in line of who was when and everything. But we had some very good basketball teams here, and I was able to, watch kids develop on the court just like I did on a baseball field.
As far as individual players, are there any great individual basketball players at Nettleton that you recall coaching?
Well, the one that was in the box here when I got here, Andy Shatley, was an outstanding athlete, and he did it all 3 sports. I was fortunate to be able to coach Corey Ragsdale and Josh Allison their freshman year, and I think we might have got beaten in the finals of the state tournament when they were in Isaac Dillon. We had a really, really outstanding crew of baseball players that got beaten in the finals of the state tournament that year.
Speaking of baseball, you coached Nettleton baseball from, I guess you came here in '88. What year did you stop coaching baseball?
It was right around 2000.
2000, okay.
Right around 2000.
Of course, you built the baseball field behind us. That's, Yankee Stadium's a house that Ruth built. That's the house that Coach Fowler built.
Well,
right behind
not
us.
really. We had some volunteers that came in and did that, but it is there for many years. We had to drive out to
Legion Field.
Yeah, Legion Field out there, and that was a good field. But it was so much easier when we could just come out of the gym and dressing room and walk out to our field. That was a nice.
Oh, one of these days I'm going to do this, Coach Fowler. I'm going to get around to making a little documentary about Nettleton's 1986 team, which they revived the baseball program, and
right.
Just to kind of let these kids know what we had, what we had was a chicken wire backstop over where the bus shop is right now.
I understand.
I
remember people talking about that.
Oh, yeah, and by the time you came around, and you were really the one that was instrumental in turning the baseball program around here for sure.
And then the coaches after me, they've even taken it further, Craig. It's an outstanding baseball facility now. They have done
phenomenal.
A super job. And the Nettleton administration has jumped in there, and the scoreboard and the bleachers and everything. It's a compliment to everybody that's been involved with it.
We're visiting with Coach Tommy Fowler, my old baseball coach, longtime coach at Nettleton. He's currently the athletic director at Valley View. The best baseball team that you ever coached at Nettleton, would you be able to pin that one down?
That was probably Corey and them, when they were freshmen, they were very good. We were solid at every position. We had pitching. We had another group that got beat in the regional tournament that you were involved with. Is Mitch Behringer and that group. They were a very good team, and I don't really recall what year that was, but they were very good.
Yeah, it was '89. We made it to the state tournament. First time that Nettleton ever made it to the state tournament. We played Little Rock Mills in the first round, and a freshman named Wade Brown hit a grand slam home run. And
yes, he did.
That's how Nettleton won their first ever state baseball game.
Yes.
State tournament baseball game, and of course I was hoping that you'd say the '89 Raiders were the best team. That's what I was kind of hoping that you would say, but I didn't give you that memo, did I, Coach?
No, I missed that.
You mentioned some great players that have come through, and feel free to say their names again. But great baseball players that you have coached here at Nettleton.
Well, Corey Ragsdale, definitely the best. Andy Shatley, they both signed professional and played professional. And to be able to do that, coming from a small Northeast Arkansas school, is so much. And then we had Josh Allison was a D1 player. If I try to start naming people, we had Cody Fry played at UALR. He was a D1 player. Corey Chastain played college. We had so many. We had a good run of baseball players when I was here.
Coach Fowler, what was the longest home run that you ever saw at Nettleton? It might have been actually at Valley View when Nettleton was playing.
No, it wasn't the one you hit, Craig.
Well,
I know that's what you're digging for, but it was not the one you hit, although it was a mammoth shot. And the little statue is still out there where the ball did land.
I was hoping that was my next question. I was hoping that statue was still there.
We actually were playing my son Patrick was a senior and Andy was a senior. We were playing PA in the finals down at Truman, and they had a kid that hit one about 9 miles on us. It went out of the ballpark over the road into somebody's yard on the other side of the street. I do remember that one.
Well, we're talking with Coach Tommy Fowler, the athletic director at Arkansas State. The moment I've been waiting for in this interview, Andy wanted me to ask you, and I want to know, because we argue back and forth all the time, what was the better team, the 89 team or the 94 Raider baseball team?
We'll just have to flip a coin on that. That'll have to be a secret.
No answer?
No answer.
At least not on the radio.
No answer.
When we go off air, you can tell me that
okay.
the truth that we both know is the 89 team. We're talking with Coach Tommy Fowler. Let me ask you some baseball questions, Coach, because the game has changed.
It has.
The game has changed, and I guess all sports over time evolve. Every sport does.
It does.
You know, if we would have seen some of the first baseball games, we wouldn't have recognized the game. It's just part of life, and I don't mean to be sitting around and, bemoaning the fact that things change, but I do want to get your opinion on some of the changes. What do you feel about instant replay?
I think it's okay, but I also think it shows the umpires do an outstanding job. And everybody's human, and if you don't believe it, get out there and try to do it. It's tough. That bang play at first or that ball strike behind the plate, yes, people are going to miss them, but by large, they do an outstanding job.
One of the guys you used to umpire with, Danny White, is my father-in-law. And whenever I was dating his daughter, he put me to work out at Northside Park umpiring. And ever since then, I have never hollered at another umpire.
No, it's tough. It's tough. I think that umpiring is very good in the big leagues and in our city leagues. I know people just they're not out there to cheat. I never saw an official or umpire cheat.
Right.
Yes, I've seen them miss calls, but I bummed up plays and given the wrong signs and things. I mess up, but sometimes people don't know when I mess up, but we all know when we think of an official messes up.
Right. The human element.
Yeah, exactly.
We're all human, for sure. You were a middle infielder when you played. Okay, the collision rule at second base, you're not being able to break up double plays anymore. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I think it's a safety thing. I don't. That doesn't bother me. I think it's a safety. And anytime that one and the one at home plate where you just can't run over and kill a catcher. There's been many catchers that's been hurt, and obviously careers shortened because of the collision at home plate. And when they're trying to catch the ball and the runner just lowers his shoulder. So the collision part of it, I'm actually glad that they took that out.
As an old catcher myself, I'm all for that rule. I got hammered more than one time.
Oh yes, it's brutal back there, and then you have to try to keep somebody from running over you, coming full speed down the line when you're trying to catch, tag, and see the ball all at the same time.
Tough for sure. We're talking with Coach Tommy Fowler. What about 7-inning Major League Baseball games for doubleheaders? 7-inning games.
Yeah, I like the 9-inning games. I really do. But I'm not one that worries about the time. I think the media says, the games are too long. But I just like to go sit and watch and, relax and watch the game.
I've never been at the ballpark sitting around thinking, boy, I wish this thing would hurry up and get over. It's a game
I have not either, Craig. I have not either.
It's a game that's meant to be savored.
It is.
There's no clock, and that's the way it ought to be. What about this rule, starting a runner at second base in extra innings?
Yeah, I'm not in favor of that, to be honest with you. I'm just too old school for that, and I can kind of understand why they did it, especially last year. But I did not think they would stay with it this year, but they did.
It's one of those things I can't believe held over. What about and I know you're a Yankees fan. They play in the American League. How do you feel about the designated hitter rule?
I like it. I like the designated hitter. It puts a little bit more action in the game. I do like that.
You think it's coming to the National League?
I think it'll eventually get there. I think it will eventually get there.
Well, that is one area you and I disagree on, which is fine. That's one thing our nation has forgotten. You can disagree with people and still be friends.
I had people disagree with me today, believe it or not.
I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. Well, your take on the game tonight, Coach?
I tell you what, Nettleton's played outstanding defense. I know our defense is pretty good, but they've matched us step by step, and obviously it's scoreboard 7-0. It's we're going to really have to figure out how we can penetrate their defense and get on the scoreboard.
Nettleton up 7-0 here at half, and our halftime guest on the St. Bernard's halftime show has been the legendary Coach Tommy Fowler. And Coach Fowler, thank you so much for joining us. I know you've got administrative duties to do out there, but if you ever want to come back and knock Andy Shatley off, or heck, knock me off the headset, and you and Andy could call the game, you're always welcome up here.
Thank you very much. It's always great to come back. There's a lot of good people over here, and they were very good to me, and I owe them a lot, Craig.
That's Coach Tommy Fowler. We will take a 2-minute break, and when we come back, we will break down the first half and get ready for the second half of action. It's 7-0 Raiders at halftime. You are tuned in to Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
What does better mean to you? Maybe it's better services, better support, better ways to build a life or buy a home or run a business. First Security is your partner for it all, with resources and solutions that make a difference for you and others. That's because First Security takes care of customers while building communities. Better for you, better for Arkansas, better for all. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Attention, members and guests.
Get lost at Lost Pizza. See why people continue to flock to Northeast Arkansas's coolest and funkiest place to eat. Try one of Lost Pizza's 10 signature pizzas or create your own. Plus, salads, subs, and pastas. And of course, those famous Delta hot tamales. Lost Pizza offers curbside pickup, dine-in, or delivery. And they also do catering. Lost Pizza with 2 locations in Jonesboro, 906 Southwest Drive, and on Hilltop at 3410 East Johnson. Order at lostpizza.com or download and order through the Lost Pizza app.
Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue on Johnson at Hilltop and on Main Street across from Jonesboro High School. Now, I'm from Memphis and I know barbecue, but there are people from Memphis that travel to Jonesboro to sample, taste, and enjoy Demo's Barbecue. No kidding. They come from Memphis, so no need to go anywhere else. Right here, the best barbecue is at Demo's. Any of the ribs, any of the plates, you can enjoy it all at Demo's Smokehouse Barbecue. My mouth is watering.
Hey, it's Brad Bobo, and as the sideline reporter for Red Wolves football, I've had the chance to see firsthand the great work done by the physicians at Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. JOSM doctors have served the athletes at A-State for more than 40 years. Plus, on any Friday night, you can see their physicians on the sidelines at high school games around the area. Whether you're just starting your athletic career or if you're well past your playing days, JOSM can get you back in the game. To schedule an appointment, call 870-932-1820. Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, excelling in their field so you can excel on yours.
And we welcome you back to Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. We are at halftime, and we are just a couple of minutes probably away from the second half kickoff. Nettleton just coming out of the tunnel, and the Raiders lead Valley View 7-0. I want to say a shout out to my friend Jerry Rapert, who just come up to see me. His son is on the Valley View team, number 53, Jude Rapert, doing a good job on the defensive line for the Blazers, and he's a big reason why the Blazers are hanging in this game. The Nettleton Raiders only leading by 7 at halftime. Not much to break down for you. In the first half, it was a defensive struggle. In the first quarter, Cameron Scarlett got on the board, got Nettleton on the board with 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. A 5-yard touchdown run. And after the Daniel Golden PAT, the score was 7-0. There was no score in the second quarter. Valley View got the ball first down and goal, but they were unable to get the ball into the end zone. Nettleton defensive line held up and turnover on downs, and just no score in the second quarter. So here at the half, the score is Nettleton 7, Valley View 0. And Andy, we had an inkling of an idea that this one would be a defensive struggle.
Yeah, when you look at these matchups, you kind of look offenses versus defense and defense versus offense. You start matching things up, and they really actually match up quite evenly. I think, Nettleton comes into the game 8-0, and Valley View certainly is, got an outstanding record themselves. And you kind of think advantage Nettleton on some things, advantage Nettleton probably on defense and the quarterback position, certainly have a seniority at the quarterback position, but you really that hasn't shown up yet. I mean, those advantages really haven't shown up yet. Yes, they are ahead 7-0, but at the end of the day, there's been very little offense in this first half, and I expect to see adjustments made by both teams, and we may see things break completely open in the second half and points scored all over the place.
You know, at one point in the game, Nettleton was moving the ball very effectively through the air. And it was, strangely enough, Andy, it was, as you had mentioned several times, it's a very windy night here at Raider Field. And it was when Nettleton was moving left to right, moving in the same direction that the wind was going. You see the Raiders when we come back out. Of course, Valley View is going to take the opening kickoff as we're about 44 seconds away from it. You see the Raiders trying to keep the ball on the ground against this tough Blazer defense, or do you see them going back to the air?
Well, I think that it depends on which direction they're moving on the radio dial. I mean, if they got the wind to their back, I see them throwing the football. But the one person that I really haven't heard a whole lot of tonight is Kobe Bradley. He's the workhorse of Nettleton's offense. You know, he surpassed 1,000 yards rushing for the season this past year, or this past Friday night. And he averaged, I think, maybe 120, 130 yards rushing a game. And we really haven't called his name much tonight, so I'm going to be watching for more Kobe Bradley in the second half.
And the St. Bernard's halftime show, brought to you by St. Bernard's at the heart of great medicine for more than 120 years, draws to a close as we are set to begin the second half. Nettleton will be kicking off to the Blazers. Kendrick McShann be kicking off for Nettleton. See if he kicks it deep or if Nettleton tries a little onside. He kicks it deep. And the wind carries it deep into Blazer territory. He's fielded inside the 10-yard line, and number one is met by a host of Raiders, falls forward. The ball falls out as he's lunging forward, recovered by the Raiders. However, they're saying that he was down before he fumbled. Good call. Valley View will take over 1st and 10 from their own 24. That was Dequan Galloway on the return.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Dorian Tucker come up limping there and on special teams, and he's a big part of the Nettleton defense for free safety there, so we'll kind of have to see if he shakes that off.
Looks like he's back out there, and Dorian is a huge reason why the Nettleton Raiders are 8-0 this season, looking to move 9-0. They got a lot of football to play here and a very determined opponent in Valley View trying to prevent that from happening. The Blazers have it 1st and 10. From their own 24. Turley in the backfield. Cameron Davidson in the backfield with him, the running back. And it's going to be a hard count. Nettleton's offsides, and they'll move the chains forward. So instead of 1st and 10, it will be 1st down and 5 for the Blazers, who trail the Raiders 7-0.
I would chalk that up to whatever speech Alan Johnson gave him at halftime.
You could bet Coach Alan Johnson lit him up a little bit. He is a very articulate and a very just an excellent coach. We're very privileged to have Alan Johnson here at Nettleton, our defensive coordinator. Scarlett gives to Davison. He is trying to run right side. He stood up by a wall of Raiders. Going to be a gain of a couple. It's going to be 2nd down and we'll call it 2nd down and 2 for Valley View.
Well, it's a strong start. I mean, you come out and get a free 5, and then nice little run by Cameron Davidson once again. He was their answer, in the first half, and they were knocking on the door. He pretty much ran them all the way down the field, knocking on the door in the first half.
Davidson on the left hip of the Blazer quarterback, Carson Turley. Turley is going to run it himself, and he's tackled maybe for a loss. He might have got back to the line of scrimmage, but Precious J. Javante Wallace with the stop. It is going to be a tackle for a loss. Javante Wallace has had a lot of those this year. He's had 10. That'll be number 11 for Javante. Loss of 1. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for Valley View.
Yeah, Javante really, he is tied for 3rd with tackles on the team with 38.
He is a beast for sure. Run Davison with the ball, and he's churning forward. He looks to have the 1st down. Gain of about 3 for Davidson, and they'll move the chains. 1st down for the Blazers.
Yeah, it looks like Jordan Pegram's just a little slow getting up, kind of limping on his ankle here.
Jordan Pegram has had an outstanding junior season for the Raiders. He's As Andy said, he is kind of swinging that leg back and forth a little bit. Seems to be okay. 1st and 10 for Valley View. Ball on their own 36-yard line. Turley is going to keep it, running up the middle. He is tackled by Javante Wallace. Gains a couple. Going to be 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, Valley View. You know, if you anytime you feel like you're having difficulty managing the defensive line, what you do is make a move. And so you get your offensive line moving and use their strengths. If they're aggressive, let them run upfield and run a counter in behind them, and that's what Valley View did. You know, anytime your defensive line's aggressive and they want to move upfield, just let them go and then kick them out and run a counter to the backside.
2nd down and 7, actually, for the Blazers. Turley and Davison in the backfield. Turley's going to pass. Screen pass is incomplete, intended for number 15, Bo Smith. And it will be 3rd down and 7 for Valley View. Raiders defense looking for a big stop here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter. The Raiders have a 7-0 lead over Valley View. 9:31 to play in the 3rd quarter. 3rd down and 7 for the Blazers. Turley, the sophomore quarterback, in the backfield. I believe that's Caldwell back there with him. He's going to pass. Backing straight up. It is complete to number 9, and he is a good run after the catch. 1st down for Valley View. Good run by Reed Tyler.
Yeah, nice throw and catch there by Carson Tyler to Reed Tyler. Is this
Carson Turley?
Carson Turley to Reed Tyler. Say that fast, Ray. Dorian Tucker actually flew up there to make the tackle, but he ran right by him. Dorian's an outstanding tackler, too, and we've seen him make some outstanding tackles, but that kind of whiffed on that one. He will want that one back, I'll tell you.
He sure will. 1st and 10 for the Blazers. The ball on their own 47-yard line. High snap. Quarterback, keeper. It's going to be another tackle for a loss for Precious J, Javante Wallace. Loss of a couple on the play. Going to be 2nd down and 12 for Valley View.
Well, he's padding his stats, and he will be moving into the 3rd position in leading tackles of the team tonight.
Blake Brown, Jordan Pegram, Javante Wallace.
Javante Wallace.
How about that? Big play right there as Valley View tried to run it right up the middle. Javante Wallace said, I don't think so. 2nd down and 12 for Valley View. Turley from the gun. He gives to the running back, and he's got some room to run left side. That's Caldwell. He's got the 1st down. He's well in the Nettleton territory. He's wrestled out of bounds by Dorian Tucker, but not before he gets a 1st down and plenty more. It's going to be 1st and 10 for Valley View on the Nettleton 34-yard line.
Yeah, Craig, one of the players that I don't see out on Nettleton's defense is Jamie Morris. I do not. Help me look out there. I don't see him out there right now.
I don't see Jamie either. He had mentioned to me today in class that his knee was a little bit tender, so he may be setting out. The Raiders sure miss Jamie. 1st and 10. The quarterback keeps it. Turley runs left side, finds the edge, and he is wrestled out of bounds just about the 20-yard line. It's going to be another 1st down for Valley View, and the Blazers finding some success here on their opening drive of the 2nd half.
Yeah, Carson's doing a great job of putting pressure on the defense, and he's a pretty nifty little runner. The first person that shows up is not tackling him, and anytime you can make a first person miss, that certainly helps your offense.
I asked Coach Alan Johnson this week, Nettleton's defensive coordinator, what are you going to do to have to win? The first thing he said is we got to contain that quarterback.
That's right.
1st down and 10 for the Blazers. Opening drive of the 2nd half. They give to Caldwell. Caldwell finds a hole. He's got a 1st down. He's inside the 10-yard line. He's still on his feet. Orion Pugh tackles him at about the 2, maybe the 3-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and goal to go for Valley View.
Yeah, Mark Helen Barber's come up. It looks like what appears to be maybe a cramp in the back of his calf there.
Yeah, Mark Helen, the starting cornerback for Nettleton, wears number 1. And let's hope that that's what that is. The 8:06 to play in the 3rd quarter as we have an injury officials timeout for a down Raider player. And Nettleton with a 7-0 lead, but Valley View with the ball first down and goal to go on the Raider 3-yard line. Mark Kellen is up, and he is off the field. Plenty good shape. Hopefully it was one of those cramps, but the temperature out there, you wouldn't think it's 56 degrees.
Still got to hydrate.
That's right. Chilly night, but like Andy said, you still got to stay hydrated.
You know, we talk about the JOSM players of the games that we announce.
Right.
There's a JOSM doctor down there helping one of our players.
That's awesome. That is awesome. First down and goal to go for Valley View on the Raider 3-yard line. I formation, go the Blazers. They give to the fullback, number 11. He is met immediately by Kylan Butler. Also in on the stop, Cam Phillips. It's going to be, they give him forward progress, and even with that, it's a loss of a couple. Second down and goal to go from the 5.
Well, I really like Kylan and his growth. He continues to be more physical each game they play. And like I say, he's slippery, he's hard to hold on to, and he somehow gets in the backfield quickly.
His father is Jeremy Parnell, who played basketball at Ole Miss and played football in the NFL.
Then he's from Gosnell.
He's from Gosnell.
Yeah.
That's right.
I refereed Jeremy Parnell at the NEA tournament, Convocation Center.
He's a big man.
Unbelievable.
Second down and goal to go from the 5. Turley back in from the spread. He's going to run it, or actually he gave it to Davidson. They fooled the announcer. Davidson tackled short of the goal line. It's going to be a gain of 2. It's going to be third down and goal to go from the Raider 3.
Well, you know, they've been here before, and this is exactly where they were in the first half, and we're not able to come away with points. Valley View, the last time they were in their position, brought in their heavy package, but they're going to keep their regular personnel groupings here with third and about 4 to go. So we'll see what they dial up, see if they throw the football.
Third down and goal to go for the Blazers. It's Nettleton 7, Valley View 0, but Valley View threatening here on their first drive in the third quarter. Quarterback keeper, and he is met immediately by a Kylan Butler. Also in on the stop, Orion Pugh and Javante Wallace. A loss on the play. It's going to be fourth down and goal to go from the 6.
Yeah, it really looked like there was some confusion on how it was supposed to be lined up there, and I believe here comes that same unit.
Yeah,
that we talked
actually,
about. No, I
this
think
is a field goal.
They're going to kick. Yeah.
I see number 99,
Yep,
Jose Mendoza. He is the
they're
Valley
try to
View
put points on the board
kicker, and the ball is, I think it's going to be about a 24-yard kick. Is that right, Andy?
Yep.
Low snap, fumbled snap, and they're not able to get the kickoff. Nettleton's defense smothers them, so the field goal attempt is no good. Field goal attempt is no good, and the Raiders will have the ball. Another big defensive stop for the Raiders.
Wow, that's just an unfortunate event there. The ball kind of skidded on the ground, and they tried to come up with it and tried to put it back there, but the kicker had already stopped his momentum, and there was nothing to do there except for just jump on it.
So the Raider defense holds once again. For the second time in this game, the Blazers had it first down and goal to go inside the Raider 5. The Raider defense held. Nettleton with a 7-0 lead, 5:45. Now let's see what the offense can do. Cameron Scarlett, the quarterback. Pistol formation, Kobe Bradley behind Scarlett. Hands it off to Kobe. Kobe running right side, and he is tackled pretty quickly by number 23. That's the D1 prospect, Mario Crawford. Gain of 1, second down and 9.
Yeah, and Jaden Wells is down on the floor, and he does not look like he's feeling well, and they're going to check him out.
Let's hope that number 21, Jaden Wells, is okay. That is the outstanding senior linebacker for Valley View. Medical staff is down there checking on him, and let's sure hope that young man is okay. Hopefully it's nothing serious. You know, we talk about crosstown showdowns. We talk about winning football games, but there's a whole lot of things more important than winning a football game. That's the health and well-being of these young men, and we sure don't want any of them to go home injured. It looks like number 21 is up. Wells is up, and he's doing fine. Maybe just got shook up a little bit, but he runs off the field, and we're very glad to see that. Second down and 8 for the Raiders, and they have had trouble moving the football their last couple of possessions. They're in that pistol formation. Scarlett from the shotgun, and Kobe Bradley behind him. One receiver near side, two receivers spread out up top. Nettleton moving left to right on your radio dial. Scarlett from the gun. He's going to pass. Looking downfield, actually a short pass is complete to DJ Willis, but he is tackled immediately. Going to be just a short gain. It'll be third down and maybe a long 7 for the Raiders.
Yeah, that was just a little tight end slip screen, really, and Valley View sniffed it out. You really have to have an aggressive rush for that to work.
Third down and 8, and Valley View with an awful lot of movement on the line, and they elect to call a timeout. We will take a 30-second timeout with Valley View. With 4:53 remaining in the third quarter, Nettleton has a 7-0 lead over Valley View. Don't go anywhere. You are watching and listening to a great crosstown showdown here on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Get huge savings now at every Cavanaugh dealership. Cavanaugh has a great selection of late model, low mileage, certified pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. And most are still under factory warranty. We have every make, every model, so you're sure to find the vehicle you want. And when you buy at Cavanaugh, every new and used purchase comes with 1 year free maintenance. Plus, we buy cars. Bring a vehicle, get a check. Come see us today at one of our dealerships or go to CavanaughCars.com.
4:53 on the clock in the third quarter. The home team, the Nettleton Raiders, with a 7-0 lead over Valley View. Cameron Scarlett with a 5-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. That's the difference in this game. Right now it is third down and 7 for the Raiders. The ball on their own 17-yard line. Scarlett from the gun. Kobe Bradley in the backfield with him. Scarlett is going to pass. Pass is complete to Ken Warren McShann. Nice little, I guess you'd call that maybe a flag pattern, a little out pattern, and it's a first down for the Raiders.
It is not a flag pattern. That's an out. You're sounding like your baseball days over there. I'm sorry, you're going to have to take the mic on that.
He broke toward the sideline anyway.
Okay.
That flag was the first thing that came to my mind, but it was an out. It was a first down for the Raiders. Scarlett keeps the ball himself, running up the middle. He's got room to run. Scarlett with the first down. He's across midfield. He's at the 45. He's at the 40. He's tackled from behind, but not before he gets a big gain. It's going to be first down and 10 for the Raiders inside Valley View territory. It is at the Blazer 36-yard line. Big run by Scarlett.
Wow, big run, and that's exactly what Nettleton was needing. We really haven't had a breakout play. I mean, that's probably the biggest play from scrimmage that we've had. You know, in the first half, I'm not even sure if they broke 100 to 150 yards total offense. That's the kind of output that Nettleton's used to seeing.
First down and 10 for the Raiders on the Blazer 36-yard line. Scarlett completes the pass to Jaden Brown. Jaden Brown trying to get some yards after the catch. He's not going to be able to get many. Forward progress is going to be a gain of maybe 1 yard. It's going to be second down and they're giving him a couple of yards. Second down, and we'll call it second down and 7 for Nettleton.
That quick hitch that he runs to Jaden Brown is one play that we've seen them set up, that wheel play that there's a couple of times this year that they've run that wheel play with Kobe Bradley coming out of the backfield behind that. So sometimes that easy little quick out for a couple of yards sets up the next play.
Second down and 8 for the Raiders. Ken Warren McShann split out right side. Scarlett from the gun. He's going to pass. Looking far sideline. It is complete over there to downtown Jaden Brown. Jaden Brown is just hammered right as he caught the ball, but he hangs on to it. It's going to be third down and 2 for the Raiders.
Yeah, nice lick by Carson Tosh. Boy, Jaden caught the ball, and he had to pay for it around the sideline. Nice lick by Carson Tosh there on defense.
Carson Tosh's grandfather was a state trooper who worked with my dad. His name was Dwight Tosh. Another wonderful family for sure. Longtime Valley View folks. Third down and 2. Scarlett's going to run it himself right up the middle. He has got the first down. He keeps on battling forward. And he's still moving forward. The pile is moving. Cameron Scarlett, unbelievable. He will not be denied. He's all the way down to the 5-yard line. Andy, I thought the play was stopped. Cameron Scarlett said, I don't think so. He carried a pile all the way down to the 5-yard line.
Well, it's certainly the judgment of the head referees on whether or not the play is continuing and if the movement is happening or not before they, a lot of times they will when they get stood up like that, blow the whistle, but it still looked like there was movement going on. And so you hate to blow it dead when there was still movement going forward, and they let that play out. And that added another almost 10 or 15 yards of that run.
Unbelievable run. All the way down to the 6-yard line. Cameron Scarlett, young man, has the heart of a lion and a will to win like nothing I've ever seen. First down and goal to go from the 6. Gets to Kobe Bradley. He's running left side, smelling pylon into the end zone. Let's see if he got there. Touchdown Raiders! Touchdown Kobe Bradley! Touchdown Raiders! Kobe Bradley with a 6-yard touchdown run makes it 13-0 Nettleton.
Yeah, I didn't know if we were going to get a call by the referee because the referee
got knocked down,
and we're getting flags on the field thrown towards Valley View's coaches.
Yeah, there's a couple of hats off, so there's a whole lot of things for the referee to tell us about right now. The referee is.
There's 2 ejections.
Let's see what's going on.
There are 2 ejections on Valley View sidelines.
Well, the man in the white hat's coming to talk to Stephen Hampton, and last week that was bad news because it was Ryan Crawford that got ejected from the game, and the referee came over and talked to Stephen Hampton before it happened. Let's see what the referee says. Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike conduct against the Raiders.
No,
dead ball.
No, they're both against Valley View.
Both against Valley View. That's right. Both against Valley View, and there is an ejection. There is an ejection. I believe it may be a coach who's ejected. There seems to be a man in blue who is walking off with a headset over there. I can't tell who the coach is. It looks a little bit like Josh Allison from right here. And I believe that may be Josh who got run. So an ejection of a Valley View coach, and again, it is hard to tell. I got my binoculars, and I'm trying to see who the Valley View coach is who's walking into the junior high field house right now. It looked like it might have been Valley View's defensive coordinator, Josh Allison, who got ejected. If it is not, then I certainly issue my apologies to Josh, who is a Nettleton Raider, class of 2001. But there was 2 unsportsmanlike conducts and an ejection as the Valley View coaching staff obviously took issue with that call. It looked to me like Bradley did get in, but the referee got knocked down and didn't really have a good look at it, but he did call a touchdown. Nettleton's field goal unit is out. That's the Golden boy, Daniel Golden. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And your score with 2:50 remaining in the third quarter is now Nettleton 14, Valley View 0. How about that, Andy?
Well, I tell you, that's going to be a play right there that I think we look back and change the feel of this game. Nettleton obviously owes a lot to Cameron Scarlett on how he was able to move that ball down the field. And I also give a shout-out to the offensive lineman because right there at the end of that play, you saw them jump on board and try to keep him pushing. That pushed that play all the way down another 10 or 15 yards down the field. And that set up Kobe Bradley. And, I had talked to, at halftime, we're going to have to see more Kobe Bradley in the second half because he's too good of an athlete. And, like I said, he leads the team in rushing. And he hardly hasn't touched the ball and run a whole lot at all in the first half. So it's almost like destined that Kobe Bradley and Cameron Scarlett are going to take over in the second half. And I will say this. Friday night after Friday night, we've seen Nettleton be a second-half team.
They have.
You've seen the adjustments that they've made, and they continue to push and continue to put pressure on you and continue to play hard Nettleton football on offense and defense, and that wears on people. And so you're starting to see the evidence of that here in the second half for Nettleton putting scores on the board.
Nettleton with a 14-0 lead. They're getting ready to kick off. And after the 2 unsportsmanlike conduct penalties, Nettleton is going to be kicking off from inside Valley View territory. I believe they're going to be kicking off from the 30-yard line of Valley View. Andy, I think I could maybe kick the ball in the end zone from the 30-yard line.
Well, honestly, I don't necessarily know if you want to kick the ball in the end zone here because I mean, if you just onside kick it, you would have better field position. Than,
Absolutely.
You know, if you kick it into the end zone, where does it come back to?
Right.
So I mean, an onside kick is what you would do here.
And they're bringing out Joseph Newhong, the young man who is bad to the bone. He is out. He is kind of the onside kickoff specialist. He sets it up. Looks like he's going to be kicking the ball to the right. Nettleton moving left to right on the radio dial. It is an onside kick, and it is fielded by Valley View at the 20-yard line. That's the Blazers' number 18, Hunter Bray, who fields it, falls on it, and so it'll be 1st and 10 Valley View from their own 19.
You know, Craig, this is a huge possession for both teams because, you know, that last possession for Nettleton was an outstanding offensive series, capped off by a nice run by Kobe Bradley, and then we had a little extracurricular activity going on in a couple of ejections, and that changes the mood. And so if Valley View can come out and put together another strong offensive series, then that quiets and they can move on from that. But if Nettleton pitches another 3-and-out right here, that could change the entire trajectory of this game.
Turley back in the gun for Valley View. He's dropping back to pass. Rolling to his right side. He's under pressure, looking for somebody downfield. The pass is complete to number 6, and you got to help me out on the tackler. That's Jackson Harmon. It's going to be a short gain for Valley View. We'll call it a gain of 4.
Markell and Barber on the tackle.
Markell and Barber with a stop. 2nd down and 6 for Valley View.
Once again, Carson Turley is very athletic. He extends the play, and he can throw across his body. So, I mean, it's kind of like a baseball throw. These kids that throw baseball, they can run and throw as they're rolling out.
2nd down and 6. Turley to run again. This time he's under pressure, and he's sacked. He is sacked. Jordan Pegram and also Cam Phillips on the quarterback sack for the Raiders. There is a flag on the play.
Yeah, we have 2 completely different flags, and I think we're going to have 2 completely different calls here. But that's going to be part of the tackle, I assume, maybe a horse collar, because it looked like they both saw the same thing.
It's defensive holding against the Raiders. So that's one of the calls, and let's see if there's more to come. It'll be
okay. So Halon Willie held a wide receiver on that play as they were trying to run out for a pass. But then I don't really know what happened here with the line judge because I doubt very seriously they both saw the same play.
Yeah, defensive holding against Nettleton, and the penalty moves the ball out to the Blazer 30-yard line. That's where Valley View have it 1st and 10. There's 2 minutes and 6 seconds on the clock here in the 3rd quarter. Nettleton has a 14-0 lead over Valley View. Gives to the running back, Caldwell. He's running right up the middle, and he has room to run. He's got the 1st down. He's tackled at the 43-yard line. 1st down Blazers. Good run by Caldwell.
Yeah, I really don't have Caldwell here listed in the rushing leaders for Valley View, so I'm not sure where he's coming from. Your rushing leaders are, Turley, Davidson, Raines, Mormon. So that's a new name for us.
He's an outstanding athlete, great baseball player, and done a good job running the ball. Again, Caldwell, and boy, he's got room to run. He is another 1st down, a gain of about 12. He's tackled downfield by Nettleton's number 27, Cortez Smith, but Valley View moves the chains again. 136, and the Blazers are not rolling over and playing dead.
Now, I would suspect that Alan Johnson's probably going to start dialing up either some twists or some blitzes here with linebackers and start to get the defensive line moving around a little bit, and so they're not so predictable on some of the double teams that they're in open holes.
1st and 10 for the Blazers, and Nettleton jumps off sides. Colin Butler Parnell on the left side. A little bit too anxious.
No, that's exactly what was about to happen. That was a left-sided dialed-up blitz to where Orion Pugh is coming in, and it was going to be a 3-way blitz on that side. And you got to hold your water. Even though you know you're blitzing, you got to hold your water and wait for the snap.
So it's 1st and 5 for the Blazers on the Raider 39-yard line. Turley in the gun. This time he's going to run it himself, running right up the middle. He's got room to run. He bounces out right side, and he is tackled at the 30, but another Blazer first down, and Valley View getting big yardage after run after run after run.
Yeah, they've certainly figured out an offensive personnel grouping that works, and they like the scheme, and they're putting some positive plays together here on this offensive series. And like I had talked about, this is a crucial offensive series for Valley View to kind of change the momentum back in their favor.
1st and 10 on the Raider 30. Less than 30 seconds to play in the third quarter. Nettleton up 14-0. They give it to Caldwell. He's running left side across the 20. Still on his feet. Runs out of bounds inside the 20. Stops the clock with 28 seconds. And Valley View's running game is just they're imposing their will on this Nettleton Raider defense.
So we have a sophomore running back, Slade Caldwell.
Yep. And
he has arrived on the scene.
I would say so. And Coach Alan Johnson and the Nettleton defensive coaches, they call a timeout to chew some hind ends and make some adjustments. We'll take a 30-second timeout with them. 23 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Nettleton 14, Valley View 0. You're tuned into Raider football on the EAB Sports Network.
Your specialty print and ship store is the Safe Ship Store in Jonesboro. Owner David Leonard wants to help you with all your shipping and printing needs, and they'll always give you the best customer service and highest quality product for the absolute lowest prices in town. So when you need something packed and shipped, or when you need printed products, call the Safe Ship Store. Come in today to see all they have to offer. For the best customer service, quality, and prices, visit the Safe Ship Store, 2500 Alexander Drive, Suite C in Jonesboro, 870-333-5068.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field. Senior night at Raider Field. Nettleton has a 14-0 lead over Valley View here in the third quarter. 28 seconds remaining on the clock in the third quarter. However, Valley View with a very good drive going. They have it 1st and 10 on the Raider 16-yard line. Coming out of a timeout, Coach Alan Johnson giving some spirited instructions to his team, and let's see if it does some good. The Raider defense have been pinned back up against the wall 2 times in this game, and they have held both times. That's a big reason why Nettleton has a 14-point lead. 1st and 10, here come the Blazers. Turley and Davidson in the backfield. High snap, gives to Davidson. He's tackled by Cam Phillips, but I say he's tackled by Cam Phillips. He's still on his feet. It's just a scrum down there. They don't blow the whistle. Finally, they do, and he is stopped inside the 10-yard line. He's going to be close to the first down, and that's going to be the last play, I believe, of the third quarter.
Well, I'll tell you, if we have any rugby fans out there, I'm sure they're loving this. That's about the third scrum that we've seen tonight.
That's right. That is the end of the third quarter. Nettleton 14, Valley View 0, but Valley View driving. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to a heck of a high school football game on NTV and the EAB Sports Network. Back in 60.
Across the state of Arkansas, Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville join you in cheering on our favorite teams. We applaud that extra effort that makes our schools and activities an important part of our communities, more now than ever. Working as a team to make our communities better by helping you reach your goals, that's what happens at Farmers and Merchants Bank and the Bank of Fayetteville, home of Me Banking, member FDIC.
If you've injured your neck or back, or if you've been in a car accident, you should call the doctors at the Betts Clinic. They've been helping the residents of Jonesboro and Northeast Arkansas for over 20 years now. Many people don't know what to do or where to go after a wreck. Go to the Betts Clinic. You can call them now at 931-3722 or find them on the web at thebettsclinic.com. If you have a bulging or herniated disc, let the doctors at the Betts Clinic help you, like they've helped so many others. Call 931-3722 or go to thebettsclinic.com.
Fourth quarter just about to get underway here at Nettleton on senior night, where the Raiders have a 14-0 lead over Valley View. But Valley View, after a very nice drive, they are knocking on the door. It is going to be 2nd down and 1. The ball spotted inside the 10-yard line. Looks like it's at the Raiders 7. Turley, the quarterback. He gives to Davidson. Davidson stood up at the line of scrimmage, and he falls down at the 10-yard line. It's going to be a loss of about 3. It's going to be 3rd down and 4, or 3rd down and a long 3 for Valley View.
Well, like you had mentioned earlier, we've been here twice already tonight, and this is the 3rd time for Nettleton's defense to be pinned down here deep. 3rd down, a big, huge 3rd down, and most likely what's going to be a 4-down territory because of the botched field goal the last time. So you're going to see Valley View getting 2 shots at it here.
Turley running right side. He passes. It is complete. And a nice open field tackle made over there by the Raiders' number 11, Halon Willie. However, the Blazers do get a 1st down, and it's going to be 1st down and goal to go for Valley View. Inside the Raider 5-yard line. It's at the 3.
That's a nice rollout pass by Carson Turley. Hook up to Reed Tyler, senior, 6'1", 164. Nice throw and catch, and that was a big play for Valley View to get to that 1st down now.
So for the 3rd time tonight, Valley View has it 1st down and goal to go inside the 5-yard line. They've come up empty the first 2 times. Let's see if the Nettleton Raider defense can hold once more. Turley, keeper, running right side. It's a race to the end zone. Carson Turley wins the race. Carson Turley with a touchdown for Valley View.
Well, that's a nice play there by Valley View. And once again, you spread everybody out and you try to keep as many people out of that box as possible. And once again, you know, I talked about whenever you go man-to-man down there on the goal line, the only person that's not accounted for is the quarterback.
Mendoza on to attempt the point after. The hold is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 10:46 remaining in the game, Valley View has made it a 1-possession game, 14-7. Nettleton with a 7-point lead over the Blazers.
Craig, let's talk about that Mendoza, the kicker for Valley View. That was made by probably 20 or 30 yards. So, you know, when they lined it up earlier in the game to kick a field goal, he's got plenty of leg.
Right.
That may come into play later in the game today.
And Valley View does have the wind at their back right now. Let's see if that has anything to do with the outcome of this game. Right now, 10:46 remaining on the clock. Nettleton with a 14-7 lead over Valley View. Nettleton's Cameron Scarlett with a 5-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. And then Kobe Bradley with a 6-yard touchdown run in the third quarter made the score 14-0. Daniel Golden with a couple of point-after kicks. In the fourth quarter, however, Valley View gets on the board for the first time all night. And Carson Turley, their sophomore quarterback, with a 3-yard run, makes the score 14-7. Raiders up 7, 10:46. Valley View won the opening toss. They elected to kick off, and they did an onside kick, recovered by the Raiders. Let's see if they try to do something like that right here. Ball on the 40-yard line. Mendoza on to kick off. Kicks it high, kind of a pooch kick. It is fielded by Cortez Smith on the far sideline. Cortez is still on his feet, trying to get some positive yardage, but he's just smothered over there by the Valley View kickoff return. There is a flag on the play. The return is to the 27-yard line, but we'll see what the flags do to the play.
Looks to be on Nettleton, blocking the back.
Illegal block in the back against the Raiders. So the Raiders, after the penalty, will not have nearly as good field position. I believe that is a 10-yard spot foul, if I'm not mistaken, Andy. So wherever it took place, they'll back it up 10. And so it'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders from their own 17-yard line.
Well, that certainly helps out the Valley View momentum after scoring there. This would be a huge stop for Valley View defense here with just a shy of under 11 minutes remaining in the game.
Cameron Scarlett, the quarterback. In the backfield with him is Kobe Bradley. 2 receivers near side. Scarlett with the keeper right up the middle, and he just runs about 10 yards before he is thrown down, and he is close to the first down. Let's see if they move the chains. Yep, it's going to be a first down for the Raiders. That's not a bad play at all, Andy. Give it to number 9, let him run the ball.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of that the rest of the game. The only success really Nettleton's had is Cameron and Kobe in the backfield. They've been able to hook up in the passing a couple of different times, but, moving right to left against the wind, I see them running the ball the entire offensive series here.
Loaded backfield with Scarlett. They give to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley bounces out left side, trying to find the edge. Jukes, jives, and runs out of bounds at about the 34-yard line, 33-yard line. That's going to be a gain of 6, second down and 4.
Yeah, boy, Kobe's shifty. I don't know if that's his swagger or if he's actually hurting, but maybe just that's the way he walks. But he's such confidence when he runs. He has a plan, and he can turn the afterburners on when he needs to.
Second down and 4 for the Raiders. Scarlett in the backfield with Bradley. And gives to Bradley, and, boy, he is hit immediately. That's going to be a big loss. It's going to be 3rd down and 9, 3rd down and 10.
Dedrick Bournes.
Yeah, Dedrick Bournes with the tackle. Just as soon as he handed the ball to Bradley, Bournes was right there. Big loss. Now it's 3rd down and 9 for the Raiders. 9:44 on the clock. Nettleton with a 14-7 lead over Valley View. Big 3rd down play right here. 3rd down and 9 for the Raiders. 2 receivers up top, now 3 as downtown Jaden Brown goes in motion. Scarlett back to pass. It is complete to DJ Willis. DJ Willis, the ball is coughed up. Fumble on the play, and let's see who has it over there on the sideline. Flag is down as well, and I believe he might have fumbled it out of bounds, Andy.
Yeah, and this is going to be holding on Nettleton during the run. So I'm certain they're going to take the penalty here, and that'll move them back to probably 3rd and about maybe 18.
Actually, it looks like they're going to, it's holding, and against Nettleton, the penalty is going to be declined, so that'll make it 4th down.
Okay.
So they took the result of the play, which is actually a positive yardage.
I couldn't really tell where the ball went out of bounds there.
DJ Willis made the reception, but coughed the ball up. Thankfully, it went out of bounds. So now Cameron Scarlett on to punt. Scarlett with a end-over-end punt. Gets somewhat of a Nettleton roll across the 40-yard line. And that's where downtown Jaden Brown will down it at the Valley View 38. 9 minutes and 1 second remaining in this game. Nettleton with a 14-7 lead, and Valley View's offensive unit, which has been able to move the ball pretty effectively on their last couple of drives against this Nettleton Raider defense, takes the field.
Yeah, and they've got the wind to their back too, so, a lot of options here as far as run-pass options, but they really haven't had to throw the ball a whole lot. They've been able to put the ball on the ground with the new discovered running back, Slade Caldwell, and then Mr. Davidson coming out of the backfield, and then Carson Turley, and they've been real effective running the football.
1st down and 10 for Valley View. They give to Davison, running right side, and he is hit by old Ryan Pugh before he can get anywhere. Also in on the stop, Halon Willie. No gain on the play, maybe a short gain. It's going to be 2nd down and 10 for Valley View. Valley View with a little bit of a hurry-up going here, and play is whistled dead.
They call timeout.
Nettleton calls a timeout, and we will take a 30-second timeout with them with 8 minutes and 36 seconds to play in this game. Nettleton has a 14-7 lead over Valley View. Don't you go anywhere. You are tuned in to Raider football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
On the Front Row with Bedrow is brought to you by Gateway Tire and Service Center and Toyo Tires. Where there's always one thing you can count on, we go the distance for you. Before you hit the road for a trip across country or across town, drop by Gateway Tire and Service Center and check out the great deals on Toyo Tires. Whether it's tires or auto repair, you can always count on one thing. At Gateway Tire and Toyo Tires, we go the distance for you. At Gateway Tire in Paragould and Jonesboro, we go the distance for you.
You're listening to the Nettleton Raiders on 94.1 KIYS HD2, Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where we got ourselves a humdinger going here. Nettleton with 8:36 remaining in the game. Nettleton has a 14-7 lead over Valley View. Short loss on that last play. It's 2nd down and 10 for the Blazers. Got the ball on their own 38-yard line. They give to Slade Caldwell. Caldwell hits the hole, and he has positive yardage, a gain of about 7 before he's tackled by Halon Willie. We'll call it a gain of 8. It's going to be 3rd down and 2 for Valley View.
Yeah, the Valley View counter that they continue to run is really effective. And once again, when you have aggressive defensive linemen that like to run upfield, you just allow them to run upfield and let that backside tackle, whoever's pulling, just kick them out. And it's leaving a wide open hole there, so defensive line's going to have to hold your gaps.
3rd down and 2 for the Blazers. Again, they give to Caldwell, looking for a gap. He's tackled for a loss. Halon Willie hit him. Well, I say tackled for a loss. It may be a short loss. In any event, it's going to be 4th down and at least 2 for the Blazers.
Well, Craig, do we go for it or not? What's the call here?
I kind of hope they punt the ball away to the Raiders, and then we have about a 7-minute touchdown drive. That's what I hope, Andy. But the ball is marked at the 45-yard line of Valley View. Let's see what Coach Cockrell wants to call. It's 4th down and 3 for Valley View, and it sure looks like they're going to go for it, Andy.
Well, we've had a couple of really, really big plays tonight, and this is about to be the biggest one of all.
No doubt about it. 4th down and 3. The Blazers are going for it. 4th down and 3 for Valley View.
Timeout.
And Valley View calls a timeout to talk it over. Probably a wise idea. I tell you what, we will do the exact same thing here in the NEA Baptist broadcast position at Raider Field. 7:17 remaining in the game. Nettleton 14, Valley View 7. Huge 4th down coming up when we come back. You're tuned in to Raider Football on NTV and the EAB Sports Network.
Maybe your instincts tell you not to trust everything you hear in the media. We get it. It's only human to question things. So if you're still questioning whether or not you should get vaccinated, ask the people you know right here in Arkansas who you really trust, like your doctor, people you've seen with your own eyes, the real threat of COVID, and the remarkable effectiveness of America's vaccines. That's why St. Bernard's Healthcare is asking you to take a stand with us and sit for a shot. Learn more at sitforashot.org.
And we welcome you back to Raider Field, where a huge 4th down play coming up. 4th down and 3 for Valley View. Nettleton 14, Valley View 7. 7:17 remaining in the game. The Blazers electing to go for it on 4th and 3. They're going to pass. Under pressure. The ball is incomplete. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. 1st down, Raiders.
Well, they tried to run a quick out, and it was open. It just a little underthrown to the feet of the wide receiver. That was a great call by Valley View. Just wasn't executed, and a huge turnover on downs for Nettleton here late in the 4th quarter.
So Nettleton will have it 1st down and 10. The ball on the Valley View 45-yard line. So short field for the Raiders. Let's see if they can capitalize. 7 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. Cameron Scarlett in the gun, pistol formation, Kobe Bradley in the backfield. He gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley Daneson looking for a hole, and he finds a crease right of center and gets about a gain of 6. 2nd down and 4 for the Raiders. Roll clock roll.
Yeah, if I'm Cameron Scarlett, I'm going to turn around to Kobe Bradley and I said, all right, pard, I need you to take this to the promised land. This is your series right here, and we need to take as much time off the clock, and we need to put one more score on the board.
Nettleton definitely taking their time, getting set. 6:44 on the clock, play clock at 15. Cameron Scarlett from the gun. In the backfield with him on his right hip is Kobe Bradley. In motion is Jaden Brown. Gets to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley finds a crease. It looks like he's got a 1st down. Good run by Kobe Bradley. Move the chains. 6:30 remaining in the game. 14-7 Raiders.
Yeah, he's just a little slow getting up, but Kobe's tough. He kind of hurt his hand there, holding his hand, but I don't know if he'll come out of the game or not.
Something tells me that Kobe Bradley, you couldn't
pull him out of this game right here.
You couldn't get him off the field with a stick of dynamite. Kobe Bradley, the senior running back, he wants to be out there playing for his school, playing for the Nettleton Raiders. It's 1st down and 10 for the Raiders. They have a 14-7 lead. Ball is on the Valley View 34-yard line. Scarlett's going to keep it, running right up the middle off right side of the line, and he is brought down at about the 30-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 5, 2nd down and 5 for the Raiders. Clock at 5:47 and ticking.
Let's do a timeout assessment here, Craig. We have, what is the?
One apiece?
One apiece here left with about 5 minutes and 40 seconds left in the game. So Valley View certainly is going to have to hold on to that timeout. So that kind of plays into this series right here. Nettleton's going to be able to just milk this entire play clock on this series moving forward because Valley View has to save that timeout.
2nd down and 6 for the Raiders. Cameron Scarlett working from an empty backfield. He's going to carry it himself right up the middle. Tough running by Cameron Scarlett. He's close to the 1st down. Falls forward at about the 25-yard line. It looks like he's going to be about a foot short of the 1st down.
See who's coming in the game.
See this? It's the heavies, as you say.
Right.
Jordan Pegram and also Hayden Partee coming in to play fullback. It's going to be 3rd down and a foot for the Raiders.
The last time they did this, the first time they threw it to Jordan Pegram, and the second time they put everybody in motion and ran behind him.
Not a bad idea, running behind Jordan Pegram. I don't know if I'd throw to him again right here. 3rd down and 1. Scarlett in the backfield. Scarlett, and the play is whistled dead. Let's see what that's about. 3rd down and 1. A procedure called against the Raiders would not be good right here, Andy. Yep, illegal procedure against Nettleton. So instead of 3rd down and a foot, it's going to be 3rd down and about 6.
I'll have to rewatch the replay. I'm not really seeing what was seen there.
So 3rd down and 6 for the Raiders.
And they go back to their regular personnel groupings, and our heavies come back off the field here.
4:32 to play in the game and ticking. Nettleton with a 14-7 lead. We got 6 yards to go for the 1st down, 2 downs to get it. Cameron Scarlett in the backfield. Kobe Bradley, pistol formation. Bradley behind Scarlett.
I'm calling a quick out to the bottom of your screen to Jaden Brown.
Scarlett keeps it on the ground, runs, churning forward. He's thrown backwards. He got close to the 1st down. Not quite a first. It's going to be 4th down and 1 for the Raiders.
And here comes that personnel grouping, the heavy personnel grouping again. And we're right back really to the same position on the field we were when they were in the first place.
4th down and 1 for Nettleton. Nettleton obviously going to go for it as the ball is on the 25-yard line of Valley View. 3:38 on the clock and ticking.
I would really love to see them get on the outside with Kobe Bradley and get that ball out away from everybody.
Cameron Scarlett has the 1st down, moving forward, and it's another one of them rugby scrums, and Cameron Scarlett moves the chains, and that is a big 1st down as the clock stops at 3 minutes and 20 seconds. Nettleton with a 14-7 lead.
Yeah, like you said, a huge 1st down. When you get around about 3 minutes to go in the game and you get a 1st down, one 1st down can run about a minute and 45 seconds to 2.5 minutes off the clock. So just in this set of downs right here, they should be able to get the clock under 30 seconds left in the ball game.
Nettleton with a 14-7 lead. The clock is at 3 minutes. Both teams have a timeout. Cameron Scarlett, the warrior, the all-state workhorse for the Raiders, in the backfield. He gives to Kobe Bradley. Kobe Bradley is tackled in the backfield, and that is Valley View's number 53, Jude Rapert, making a big tackle for the Blazers. Good tackle there by Jude, and no gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. The clock's still ticking, 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, really at this point, gains are not the situation. It's about keeping the clock rolling and securing the football. So whoever is your most secure players with the football, keep the ball in their hands.
Cameron Scarlett, empty backfield, 2nd down and 10. Scarlett's going to run it himself right up the middle, and he is tackled after a gain of about 3. Clock is at 2 minutes now and ticking. It'll be 3rd down and a long 7 for Nettleton. Play clock at 25 and the game clock at 1:45 right now, so it'll be about 1:20 whenever this is snapped.
Yeah, and honestly, Craig, this is 4-down territory, really.
Yep.
I mean, if you just continue to run the clock, because Valley View's not going to be able to use their timeout until they get to 4th down.
3rd down and 8 for the Raiders. Scarlett running right side, a design run for the quarterback, bounces outside, looking for the 1st down, and he's got it. 1st down Raiders. Cameron Scarlett with another big play that should ice the game for the Raiders.
Yeah,
Andy.
That's probably the play of the game right there, and who else but to do it would be Cameron Scarlett. And you kind of thought that they were going to have some negative yardage there and just have to, try to milk the clock, but Cameron says, no, we're going to have another 1st down. And, man, he runs the ball hard.
I figure Nettleton will go into the victory formation here. Let's call this, and they do, victory formation. We'll call this the Kavanaugh Auto Group Drive of the Night. To view all of Kavanaugh's inventory from the comfort of your home, log on to KavanaughCars.com. Less than a minute to play. Nettleton 14-7. 1st down and goal to go from the 9. Scarlett hits the knee, and Valley View will elect to take their timeout. 44 seconds on the clock. That's Valley View's last timeout. They will not be able to stop the clock again, and barring a very unfortunate, miraculous ending for the Blazers, the Raiders are going to escape with a 14-7 win and move to 9-0 on the season.
Well, let's talk about what a game this has been so far, Craig. It lived up to its billing. There wasn't a whole lot of offense. There wasn't a whole lot of points that were scored in the game tonight. This really, truly, honestly was a defensive battle on both sides of the field. Valley View played outstanding defense tonight.
No doubt.
And, if we had I don't remember exactly what Nettleton's averaging, but they're probably averaging somewhere in the 30 to 35 points a game.
They're averaging over 40 a game.
Over 40 a game, and Valley View comes into Nettleton's territory and holds them to 14 points. And I really think that if you're Valley View and you come and you say, okay, hey, if we hold Nettleton to 14 points, we have done something and we have a chance to win. And that's what Valley View's done. And Sean Cockrell definitely has to be proud of his team's defense.
Cameron Scarlett has 151 yards rushing, and boy, he flat has put the Raiders on his back all season. And he kneels down, and he'll have to get one more snap. It's going to be 3rd down and goal to go.
It's about 4 seconds differential.
Right. The game clock is at 32, and the play clock is at 26 right now. So we'll have to snap it one more time. 14-7, Nettleton with the lead. Hang around for the postgame show. That's the snap, and he kneels down, and that will be it. Nettleton will advance to 9-0, sets up a huge showdown next week with the Wynn Yellow Jackets with nothing but the Conference 5A East Championship on the line at Wynn. But kudos to the Blazers, Coach Cockrell, Coach Allison, and their team. They came in and they played their hearts out tonight. The Raiders 7 points better, however, as they defeat Valley View 14-7. Nettleton moves to 9-0 on the season, 6-0 in conference. We will take a short timeout. We'll say a 3-minute timeout. Andy and I will get some stats together, and when we come back, we'll have the post-game show presented by Real Estate Nate. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, call Nate Lipsky. That's Real Estate Nate at 261-3927. We'll also name the JOSM player of the game. It's all coming up in the post-game show in 3 minutes. Don't you go anywhere. Raider football. Big Nettleton Raider win, 14-7 here on senior night on the EAB Sports Network.
You can rely on K13 Computers' 40 years of experience to help you. K13 provides you with solutions to your computing problems. Whether you need repairs or IT service for your business, let K13 be your first call. K13 also is your go-to spot for building that gaming PC. They have knowledge, experience, and the products to help you. K13 Computers, 2106 South Caraway next to Barton's Home Improvement. Call 627-5477. That's 627-5477 or visit K13Inc.com. K13 Computers.
Evolve Bank & Trust is your local source for home and business loans. Evolve Bank & Trust is making banking personal again with our friendly customer service and fast turnaround times. Your hometown bank for more than 90 years. Evolve Bank & Trust's dedicated staff can help you realize the dream of owning a home or help grow your small business with confidence. For more information, visit our office at 111 East Huntington, Suite A in Jonesboro, or call 870-933-2480. That's 870-933-2480. Or check us online online at getevolved.com. Evolve Bank and Trust, equal housing lender.
Your medical needs are personal, and the way you manage those needs should be personal as well. The team at Southern Home Healthcare is local, knowledgeable, and courteous, giving you the customized care you and your family deserve. When facing breathing challenges, the on-staff respiratory therapists at Southern Home Healthcare provide support and guidance just for you, and you can sleep better with the help of their CPAP and BiPAP therapy. Plus, treat your strains, sprains, and pain with the help of Southern Home Healthcare's high-quality bracing devices. Go online to southernhomehealthjonesboro.com.
Jonesboro Overhead Doors and Tri-County Garage Doors. With over 40 years of service, Jonesboro Overhead Doors and Tri-County Garage Doors is your first call for commercial, industrial, and residential overhead and garage doors. Come see us at 925 East Parker Road or give us a call at 870-932-6891. Good luck to all the team from Jonesboro Overhead Doors and Tri-County Garage Doors.
Attention members and guests.
J-Town's Grill is once again a proud supporter of the A-State Red Wolves. Make J-Town's Grill your after-game destination to celebrate another Red Wolves victory. And don't forget to come back for Sunday brunch and catch the NFL games on the big screens at J-Town's. Everything from appetizers, salads, and sandwiches to burgers and wraps, all at J-Town's Grill, with indoor and outdoor seating and live music. J-Town's Grill on Johnson, right across from Centennial Bank Stadium. Check out their menu at jtownsgrill.com and like them on Facebook.
First Community Bank believes that community is everything. Our promise to stand by our customers is important in the good times, but even more important in the hard times too. As economic recovery begins, we want you to know that we are here for you. We will keep loaning money, financing homes, helping small business, and supporting this community. Banking local is more important than ever. We invite you to make the switch to First Community Bank, your local community bank.
First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. Offer of credit subject to credit approval.
And we welcome you to the Real Estate Nate post-game show. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, call Nate Lipsky. That's Real Estate Nate at 261-3927. He is the sponsor of the post-game show. What a game here at Raider Field as Nettleton moves to 9-0 on the season by defeating the Valley View Blazers 14-7. The Domino's delivery of the game, we're going to call that the very first score by the Raiders, as this was a defensive slugfest. We knew coming in, Andy, this is going to be a defensive battle. Valley View in their conference games are allowing only 5 points a game.
Well,
it's really good.
Yeah, and it kind of queued up for that, and we talked about the fact that both defenses potentially could shine tonight, and they certainly did.
Yep.
And if the coaches on both sides of the field are not proud of their defense tonight, then they need to regrade the film. But not everybody likes a defensive struggle game, but it was a great game tonight.
It was a great game, especially if you're like me, a Nettleton Raider fan, and Nettleton comes out with a 14-7 win. We'll call the Domino's delivery of the game Cameron Scarlett's first touchdown of the game. It came with 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Daniel Golden with the PAT, and that is the Domino's delivery of the game. Nobody delivers like Domino's. The second quarter was scoreless. It was a defensive slugfest as both teams with a very good defense, and they both pitched a shutout in the second quarter. Nettleton went into the halftime break with a 7-0 lead. I must say that Nettleton's defense had a huge stand. It was Valley View had it first and goal inside the 5-yard line. Nettleton defense held. In the third quarter, Nettleton's Kobe Bradley scored with 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the third quarter on a 6-yard run after the Golden PAT. That made the score 14-0. I got to say, though, even though Kobe Bradley definitely deserves a pat on the back and definitely deserves some recognition for a heck of a run, that drive was sustained by maybe the most incredible run that I've seen Cameron Scarlett do. I've seen this young man ever since he was a ninth grader. I have seen him playing his heart out for his school, for Raider Pride, for Nettleton High School. But on that play, it looked like he was stood up, and he just kept on moving. And, Andy, there was like a pile of white jerseys on him. It reminded me of the days on the old Nettleton Elementary School football field when we'd play field smear. Brian Webb would have the ball, and you'd see just a big old wad of fourth graders moving around the field. You knew Brian Webb was under that pile, and he was moving the pile forward. That's exactly what Cameron Scarlett did, and moved the ball all the way down to, heck, I don't know, I guess it was about the 10-yard line. It wasn't but a couple plays later that Kobe Bradley busted the touchdown run, making the score 14-0. But we can't say enough about that run by Cameron Scarlett.
Yeah, it's been exciting watching him play this year. You know, the way he finds success each Friday night, sometimes it's always different. Sometimes he throws the ball. Sometimes he's thrown it for 200, 300 yards and 2 or 3 touchdowns through the air. But sometimes it calls for a different quarterback. And tonight was running the football. I think he ended up with 150-something plus rushing yards.
151 yards.
That actually may be one of his top rushing games tonight for this season, and that's just what it called for tonight.
That gives him unofficially 960 yards rushing on the season. He crossed the 1,000-yard mark passing, no doubt about it. He just needed 40 yards for that, and he is close to 1,000 yards rushing. I tell you, this kid's a dual threat, 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing, easily within his grasp next week at Wynn.
Yeah, honestly, I'm trying to remember back the last time we had a quarterback that had 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing, and I don't even think DeAndre Henry had 1,000 yards rushing.
No.
So I may have to go back to somebody like a Nick Schaff or some, maybe all the way back to Josh Allison. I can't remember the last time we've had a quarterback that had 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing.
And I'm sure the way you threw the ball around the field, you had well over 1,000 yards passing, but you weren't exactly. You were a pocket passer.
I was a pocket passer, yeah. Coach Dover didn't want anybody touching me. He didn't want me going down the field at all.
Curtis Shatley didn't want that either.
My parents either, that's right.
But in the fourth quarter, Valley View, who we do have to, you got to pat them on the back. Their defense played great. This is a defense that's averaging just 5 points a game in conference, and they really did a fantastic job. The offense played well, as good as could be expected against a very tough Nettleton Raider defense. The sophomore quarterback, Carson Turley, had a 3-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter of 10:46, and that made the score 14-7. The Nettleton defense held, and the final score here at Nettleton 14, Valley View 7. Andy, unbelievable game.
Yeah, it really was, and it kind of queued up for going to be a good game, and we didn't really know if this was going to be a scoring fest or a defensive fest. Turns out to be defensive. Right. But once again, great championship teams. They find a way to win. You try to figure out what a team's trying to do for you. You never know. And if you're going to be 8-0 and 9-0 and 10-0, you're going to have to be able to win in multiple ways. And Nettleton certainly continues to show for every Friday night that they can find out a new way to win.
Well, they won in a great fashion tonight for sure. They moved to 9-0 on the season, 6-0 in conference, and next week they will travel to Wynn with the conference championship on the line against the Delta Swarm, the always tough Wynn Yellow Jackets, and we're going to bring the action to you here on the EAB Sports Network. We're going to take a 2-minute break. When we come back, we're going to introduce you to the JOSM Player of the Game. The Player of the Game is brought to you by Jonesboro Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, getting you back in the game for more than 40 years. You're listening to the Real Estate Nate postgame show. When we come back, we will have the Player of the Game, and we will also have Nettleton's head coach, Stephen Hampton. Andy Shatley will be interviewing both of those guys. Don't go anywhere. Come back to listen to more Raider postgame show on the EAB Sports Network.
Empower, high-speed internet for your neck of the woods, delivered by Craighead Electric. Empower is local. Empower is reliable. Empower is affordable. Empower is super fast broadband. Empower is customer service that puts you in power. We are here for you. 870-336-0999. Empower, bringing you the information you need more quickly and conveniently than ever before. We are Empower, delivered by Craighead Electric. Call and talk to us today at 870-336-0999. High-speed internet from Empower. Internet for your neck of the woods.
Tucker's Appliance Superstore in Jonesboro is by far the largest appliance showroom in Northeast Arkansas, which means more selections than ever before. Right now, a new shipment of name brand in-the-box inventory has just arrived at Tucker's. Come check it out. Tucker's also offers full factory warranties, free local delivery, and financing at 0% interest. Shop Tucker's Appliance Superstore now at 923 East Parker Road in Jonesboro.
Tucker's Appliance.
What a horrible call! What's the matter with you, ref? You seriously need some glasses.
Honey, that's the mascot.
Oh, guess I need glasses too.
Elite Eye Care can help fans and officials alike. 1000 Windover Road in Jonesboro and 1515 West Kings Highway in Paragould. Schedule today at eliteeyecareandoptical.com or call 972-6040. That's 972-6040. Elite Eye Care. Your vision is our focus.
It's a mix and match special now at Jonesboro area Domino's Pizzas. Choose any two for $5.99 each, like a medium 2-topping pizza, oven-baked sandwich, pasta in a tin, Domino's stuffed cheesy bread, an oven-baked sandwich, salad, bread twist, marble brownies, and so much more. Switch it up for lunch or dinner for your whole gang. The mix and match special. Get any two for only $5.99 each at your Jonesboro area Domino's Pizzas.
And we're back here at Nettleton Raider Field, and we have tonight's JOSM Player of the Week. Cameron Scarlett, quarterback for Nettleton Senior, leads the team with 151 yards rushing, the first touchdown of the game, and there weren't many touchdowns of the game tonight, and set the tone for the game tonight, and a few huge plays when Nettleton needed you. Not only one was, I think, at the end of the ball game to where you kind of had a rugby style pile push, and y'all ended up with a touchdown. Kobe polished that one off. But to end the game, huge first down so that y'all could run the rest of the clock out. So congratulations on a huge win tonight, Cameron. I'll give you an opportunity to kind of talk about who you'd like to shout out on your offensive side of the ball, or maybe your defensive side of the ball you'd like to talk about tonight.
Well, obviously, first things first, got to love that O-line, dude. I mean, not only were they, getting their assignments right, but they were giving great effort the entire game. And then on the other side of the ball, defense played great. They gave us, when we gave them kind of, bad circumstances, they came up big for us.
Very good. And let's talk about your defensive side of the ball, because there was a couple of opportunities that I thought, well, Nettleton's come out, they're going to move the football, because we've seen y'all move the football pretty successful this season, but in the first half it just really didn't happen. And all of a sudden your defense came and just slammed the door a couple of times. So let's talk about your defense and how they're able to get y'all back on the field.
Yeah, they're definitely, a very stout unit there. They play with tremendous amount of effort, and they all love Coach Johnson, Coach Hampton, every single one of those defensive coaches. Man, they really play with the amount of energy that those coaches bring. So
there wasn't a whole lot of scoring really in the first half. Were there some adjustments that y'all made on the offensive side of the ball and things that you wanted to try to do in the second half that helped put another score on the board?
Well, it really just we knew that this defense was a lot better than some of the defenses we had played the previous weeks, but it really just, we just kind of came out a little sluggish. I feel like we came out in the second half with a little bit better mindset and just ran what we knew we wanted to come out and do, and we did it with great effort.
Well, yeah, and that's something I talked about in the broadcast. Y'all continue to be a second-half football team. I don't know if that's going to give Coach Hampton some gray hairs or not, but there's that I can count 3 or 4 games to where there really wasn't a whole lot going on in the first half, and all of a sudden y'all turn it on in the second half, and I just think that's kind of a testament to your senior leadership.
Yes, for sure. I just talked to our seniors just a few moments ago. I was telling them that this may be senior night, but this is definitely not the last trip for us. Let's bring it on, carry it on to next week. And
that's very good. Well, we talked about I have some Raider history, and Craig and I talked about it, and I know everybody doesn't like talking about stats, but you're getting real close to this 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards passing. I can't remember the last time there was a quarterback that happened in Nettleton. I was racking my brain, and I'll have to go into the history books to try to figure out who that is. So I will tell you this, from one quarterback to another, you're a phenomenal player. I like the way you approach the game. No situation's too big for you, and I appreciate that because I can see that on the field. And the biggest congratulations to a great season, and I'll just tell you just to keep grinding because y'all are doing some great things. So congratulations on a big win tonight.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, very good. And so Cameron Scarlett, now senior quarterback for Nettleton, our JOSM player of the game, 151 yards rushing, 1 touchdown rushing. Not a lot of touchdowns to be had tonight. Joining us in the booth is Coach Hampton, 9-0.
Yeah.
And this was certainly another different football game. You seem to have a variety of football games on Friday nights, and this was a different one.
Yeah, this was and we knew going in it had the potential to be kind of a low-scoring affair. Valley View, defensively, they're one of the teams that probably does one of the best jobs of scouting the other their opponent's tendencies. So if you go into the game and you try to do the things that you've been doing, they're gonna be all over that. And so you have to study yourself. We self-scouted ourselves, studied our own tendencies, and then we tried to go against it. So I think we weren't as crisp. We tried some pistol, some power read, stuff that we haven't done to kind of go against our tendencies to kind of throw those guys off.
Speaking of going against your tendencies, for just a hot second, there was a pass down the field, and Craig and I looked at each other and we're like, that was to Jordan Pegram.
Yes, that was another one. We've kind of had that one in our bag the past couple of weeks that we've been repping, just waiting for the right moment, and we thought that was it, and just, kind of underthrew that thing probably about a yard or so, but, it could have been a big one right there.
Yeah, and that speaks to some of the changes that you tried to make, in that first half. You really – teams that you probably think know each other really well, even though some of the coaching staff and the players know each other, and they're all friends, and everybody knows what everybody's trying to do in the first half. And then, I've noticed that y'all being a second half team, y'all make really good adjustments in the second half, and then all of a sudden y'all come alive in the second half.
Yeah, and we always try to save, offensively, save a couple of things, couple of wrinkles that, we don't want to show the first half if we can get away with it, and try to. So we always have something to kind of pull out of the bag. And then we talk to the kids about it. It's kind of a rallying cry. Hey, we still got bullets left in the chamber. And so our kids kind of buy into that and come out and fired up. Defensively, I thought they moved the ball. At times 20-20, but when we had to back against the wall, our defense came up with stops.
Yeah, I was going to definitely bring up. We had talked about Cameron being the player of the game, but your defense, man, I think there were 3 opportunities to where there was 3rd and 4th down within the I think the 10 or 5 yard line, and defense came up really big 3 times there.
They did. Came up with just negative plays early, like on 1st or 2nd down to kind of push them back and kind of get them out of that comfort zone. And I thought our defense, man, they just rose to the occasion. I'm proud of them.
Well, one of the things that I thought would show up a lot tonight with Kobe Bradley. He leads your team in rushing. Didn't really show up a whole lot tonight, but then you have that other guy in the backfield too that somehow they're like I think anybody would love to have those 2 guys in their backfield.
There's no doubt. Kobe's already gone over 1,000. Cameron's he's knocking on the door of 1,000. And so it's a tough combination to handle. And I told Kobe after the game, I know he didn't have any big runs, but I thought it was a really good game for him. He stuck his nose in there. He got the tough yards at times, just I was really proud of him, the way he played, because it was a grind for him.
Yeah, and if you talk about your quarterback and your running back, kind of leading the offense, you got to sing the praises of that offensive line because it's not going to happen without them.
No, and those guys are, Moses. I know we talk about him all the time. Moses Williams, he's one of the stoutest young men. I don't know if I told you in the off season. In the past, I've always stopped kids at 500 pounds when we were squatting max, and I said, that's enough.
The bar's starting to bend a little bit.
He does 500, and it's just, it's down and up just with ease. And he said, Coach, can I go a little more? I said, all right. He ends up at 600, and it's down and up and I said, that's enough. That's, that's how strong he is, and low center of gravity. And when he comes off the ball, he's going to move. He's going to move whoever's in front of him.
Before the game, I had mentioned just kind of some keys to the game, but I'd also talked about a matchup of the game. And one of the players on the Valley View side of the ball, Mario Crawford, who's a very good athlete, I thought he might end up being on Moses Williams' side, but really Kylan Gates ended up with him most of the night and handled him really well.
Yeah, we thought he would be on Moses' side. That's kind of the side that he'd been playing on film and stuff, but they kind of changed it up and put him on the other side. But I thought Gates and Alan Campbell did a nice job of handling him, and for the most part, anybody that's that good, that caliber, they're gonna have their plays. But I thought consistently we were able to handle him.
Well, it's a wonderful atmosphere tonight, and you had talked about, as you continue to accumulate wins, more and more people start showing up in the stands, and I think you saw a great atmosphere tonight for high school football.
Yeah, that's awesome. great atmosphere. We're going to need that. If anybody's listening right now, I hope they are. We're going to need you to make the drive down to win next week, and we're going to need that 12th man behind us, because I promise you, our kids can feel that, that energy, and that can give them the boost when they need it, and so we need them.
Well, from Craig and I want to tell you congratulations on your 9th win of the season. Raiders are 9-0. That's exciting for an old Raider to see. Yeah. It's exciting to see the product that you're all putting on the field. So good luck next week, and good luck in your preparation this week.
Thank you very much.
All right. Many thanks to Coach Stephen Hampton, and congratulations to the Raiders. They moved to 9-0 on the season, 6-0 in conference, and as Andy said, we go to win next Friday night to take on the Wind Yellow Jackets with the Conference 5A East title on the line. The Raiders do punch their ticket to at least a second-place finish in the playoffs, which means that 2 weeks from now we will be hosting a playoff game, and that is wonderful news, Andy. Wonderful news. Great night to be a Raider for sure, as the Raiders defeat Valley View 14-7. I want to say a big thanks to David the Barrel Boy back in the EAB studios producing. Want to say thanks to Blake Isbell, our director here for NTV. Want to say big thanks to Brandon Troutman and Caleb Andrews, the outstanding camera crew who brought the brought all the action. And
we had our statistician tonight too.
Statistician, that's right, Jeff McMillan with an assist by Lindsey Miller. We appreciate him, and Gracie Miller also. It's a family affair up here for sure. And for Andy Shatley, I'm Craig Miller. Thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast tonight. We'll do it again next Friday night. Raider Pride is justified.
Raider Pride forever.
Nettleton Raider football on 94.1 Bob FM. This has been a presentation of the EAB Sports Network.
94.1 Bob FM is KIYS HD2 Walnut Ridge, Jonesboro, and